binary pussy meme I put in session text.
Yeah, you posted cringe.
I'll post cringe on your mom.
Bro.
Why'd you do that? Why'd you post cringe in general?
I'll post cringe
Can't
on your
do
mom.
anything about it now. It's just gonna to sit there.
I'm gonna come on your dad.
Cool.
That was... you could not have chosen a worse string of words.
Sean's method are above all our comprehension.
It's the Scrimlow male mindset. I don't expect you to understand it.
Scrimlow. Okay.
Let's get started, please.
Yeah, let's start. Fuck yeah.
Okay. So, last we left off, does anybody want to do the whole recap of last session?
Last episode on Adventure Time, we were trekking across the fucked up Kansan plains. The Kansan plains that were shelled to all shit. Just traveling. We were just doing the traveling. Krevik slept inside a snake. We found many a pond. There was a little dude out in the forest that may or may not have malicious intent. Pretty uneventful week for the most part. We eventually arrived in a town, and last I remember, I think we were putting up our horses or something like that, right?
Yep.
Well, not really a horse, but
a bird.
Yeah,
Scrunkly.
Our bird. Yeah. What was its name? Corn, right? Maize? Was that isn't? No. Four?
No.
Start with an F.
It did start with an F. I kind of want to see how far he gets to getting the name, actually.
Well, I doubt anyone else remembers it. But
I remember it. Wait.
Yeah, Kiwi?
It's Fosk.
Fosk. Yeah, that's it. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. It's been raining for the past 3 days. The skies are very dreary, and it's not like it's heavy rain. More so at this point, it's kind of the rain that you feel comfortable walking in, but not like it's not a pleasant stroll. You know?
Are we in Britain or Kansas?
Yes.
Sometimes those storms can last.
I haven't been shivved yet, so I'm thinking Kansas.
Oh, just you wait.
You haven't been to the right part of Kansas then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
you haven't been to Wichita in a while, I assume. Anyways, yes, no. You guys traveled northeast, and eventually you find your way up to a town. The town of Red Rock. Toot, 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 toot. Look at you.
Wow.
You can go ahead and place your avatars on the map just to indicate where you want to go in town. I forgot to put down the name for the inn. Well, sucks to be me. Anyways, you all enter into town. It's not the biggest in the world. You'd stress to call it a village. It's probably closer to be calling a hamlet. But it's big enough that there is quite a few people here. Mostly dwarves. And very few mix of the odd races. As you pass through, you do see covered people in cloaks as they're trying to hide away from the rain. Very covered up, which is a little strange for this time of year, but, you know, the rain can make things pretty cold. So it's not too out of question. But yeah, no. Is there anywhere in particular you want to go in town first?
The blacksmith named Blacksmith seems pretty good.
Yeah, I was I was thinking towards the blacksmith too, actually.
Well, I think our first step should be knowledge gathering. Like we need to be intel gathering, you know? So I'm thinking we should probably
better
go
place to go than the farmer's market.
Erdogan
Right.
goods. Erdogan goods.
Erdogar.
Yeah.
Probably
Erdogar goods.
Oh, that's an R. I thought that was an N. Erdogar. Go check out Erdogar and see what he has. They have. I don't want to assume anything.
I agree.
Hey, look, your tokens are on the side of the map.
Well, we didn't know what side we came in on.
Down,
You came
south,
up from the
south.
south. You're heading
Oh.
north.
I just
So
plopped them.
this way. Meow.
Do, 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 do. There we go.
Okay, here,
Sorry.
let me put down. I'm on top of Alwyn.
Nice. Right where you belong.
Hey yo.
Hey, I'm the one
Okay.
that's supposed to be riding people.
Yo,
Hey
what?
yo.
I
Pause.
Hey, yo.
He's doing what?
Pardon?
Pardon me. Do, 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 do. Okay. So, there is a tavern to the south of town. The local church is just up the street from there, right over by the herbalist. And there's you guys can see the map. So, yeah, go ahead, go wherever you see fit.
Let's go over here. Erdogar.
Erdogar.
We...
You just,
Erdogar.
you just copy and paste your thing over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure.
Wow.
What's the name of the guy we're looking for again?
Erdogar.
No.
Well, we found your dad. He's just running the shop now.
I changed my name. I left everything
I
behind.
left the kids.
The kids. Oh, don't remind me about the kids. No, you're looking for Mr. Belfang.
Mr. Belfine?
Belfang.
Belfang.
What?
Belfang.
Belfane.
Belfane?
Belphaser.
Like TH?
Belfine?
Yes.
We're looking
T.H.
for Mr. Bell Delphine?
Belle Delphine. Yes.
Mister.
Mr. Belle Delphine.
Okay, Belfane.
So you
Wait,
guys are
what's his
standing out.
First
Oh.
name?
We were not given a first name.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
His first name is Sir.
And
We're just looking for Mr. A. Okay, all right, fuck it. Okay.
Okay.
We,
Yeah.
Erdogar.
Okay. You stand outside a rugged-looking. It looks to be some sort of general store. It doesn't seem like they would have like most goods other than flour, maybe some more stuff that you would get at a trading post. Pretty much, there ropes, tools, stuff like that. Most of this is on display outside, pretty just readily available. And above it is a sign that says Erdogar's Goods.
Okay, who wants to be in charge of asking the questions?
Hmm.
You watch as
Wait.
Bricks, who's currently like laying back in a puddle, just kind of raises his hand.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted.
do we really want to let him do that?
Looks over at Bricks, shrugs.
Yeah,
Currently
alright.
doing the snow angel motion in a fucking puddle.
Okay.
um, so, are your clothes muddy now? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, maybe, I don't know.
I'm
How
going to
good's
need a
the
yes or
roadway
no.
system?
Yes, they
Like,
probably are at
this
this
is-
point.
This is not going to have like cobblestone roads, my dude.
Ah.
they're
Okay.
not.
Yeah, no, then they're
They're gonna
definitely
be-
muddy at this point.
Okay, cool.
He just kind of gets up and he shakes like a wet dog.
Because of your clothes, I'm going to need you to take a -2 to your ongoing charisma checks.
That's
as,
fine.
You know,
You
Most
fucking
people-
dirty boy.
yeah, dirty
Wet dog.
boy. Don't. Wet dog.
You're a
Real
dirty
wet dog.
fish
moment.
dog.
Yeah.
Anyways, so you guys enter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah.
Inside is a fairly bare bones equipment store. There's a rack behind the till where all the seeds are for spring. They're in glass jars and they're stacked up real high. And all the seeds for the spring planting, really any season that you need, they can be held for as long as they need. And around the store, it's mostly tools and farm supplies, and the occasional goods. Although, if you were going to look for any particular, you'd have to go digging around a little bit. So, behind the counter seems to be an old dwarvish man. He's propped up against the back of the wall as he about the back of the shelves as he tilts his chair back, leaning against it, and has his feet up on the counter. He's very old. His beard is starting to gray, and he seems to have a large patch of gauze over his right eye. It's mostly covered up with an eye patch at this point.
Does the gauze seem fresh? Or is it like just an like it doesn't look like it had been recently tended to?
Give me an investigation check on that one.
13?
Ooh.
You're not really certain. They seem newish, but that could just be because he needs to replace them daily. You're not sure the reason, but they seem newish. Yeah.
Okay. Brick's kind of mindful of the fact that he is muddy, kind of like does his best to shake everything off, at least like the biggest clumps before walking in, and then he'll grab like a blanket or something that he has in his pack and just kind of wraps it around his lower body so he's not dragging mud in.
I was gonna say, Brick's being mindful. What is this?
Whoa.
Oh, he's mindful. He's not the smartest, but he is mindful. But yeah,
Okay.
so he knows he's muddy, but he's also trying to make sure that he's not dragging it in. And he'll just kind of like waddle on up, keeping himself in the blanket, and just kind of like look up at the dwarf and just go, "Hey there."
And he like peers. He like peers out of a newspaper, or well, not newspaper, but a book that he's been holding to, and he looks aside and says, "Hey, what do you want?"
We're currently looking for a person that might have come through here a little while ago.
And he chose to go to the trading goods store.
Well, it would make sense that they might come through here at some point, gather supplies or other such things for the trip.
He rolls his one eye and then looks back at you. I ain't seen nobody. At least nobody that isn't from town.
Ain't nobody with that one eye, at least.
Can I insight that?
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Dirty 20.
I would also.
Ew, nasty.
Never mind.
Oh, you don't know whether. Well, you know that it might not be true. For certain, you know for certain that he might have seen people walk through, but you gather either it's a mostly apathy, or it's either that he's trying to hide something. It's one of the two, but it's definitely he has seen someone walk through.
Rex just kind of tilts his head to the side a little bit, and he goes, "Really? Have you heard the name Belthane before?"
Can't say that I have heard Belthane in particular. He's one of them. He's one of them uppity-ups from down south, ain't he?
Rex kind of tilts his head side to side while kind of holding his hands up. I don't know the man myself. I'm just looking for him.
Well, whatever. I can't say that I'd seen him come through here in particular.
Rex once again tilts his head. Then how do you know the name?
He's a nobleman. He owns a portion of our land.
Insight
true?
check on that.
Yeah.
Roll me a history check, actually.
Ew.
Oh, I am a barbarian.
11.
What the fuck do I know about history? A natural 20.
Apparently you don't lie.
Bricks, you'd say probably believable. Barbarian, you, Mr. Krivik, you definitely know that he does own some property around this area, mostly fields, but he doesn't own any buildings in particular. He doesn't own like a manor up here. He mostly, what he owns is farmland and collects taxes from them to send up the chain. You know. How you know that? That's beyond you. That's beyond what you know. But you just know it.
You heard it once.
Krivik has a very, very odd obsession with like land rights and land.
No, we can't take it in this direction. No.
Guys, I'm telling you, land is gonna be the next biggest thing.
Well, Bricks will kind of just
in them hills.
Bricks will kind of just shrug and be like, "Well, I thank you for your time," and he'll just like be once again being mindful, start waddling his way out.
Okay, Sean, just again, you can just click the check.
Yeah, I know. I forget because there's another campaign where we're using 5e and it doesn't have that, and so it always fucks it up and only rolls with advantage. So I'm just I don't know. I forget.
Also, he's an animal half the time, so he can't use the checks anyway.
Fair.
Anyways, so yeah, you head out back into the wet street here.
Let's maybe head to the church. They might have some information.
The church. Can I roll history on what kind of church it is?
Uh-oh.
Sure thing. Yeah.
Oh,
Very
fuck.
cool.
Actually, probably roll religion.
Religion?
Let's
Got it.
avoid the church at all costs. And he looks around at everybody like.
Hi.
I noticed
No,
there's two
too late.
blacksmiths. Is one like an actual blacksmith, and the other one is just like a guy named Smith who's black? Is that?
Here.
Ironically,
Blacksmith.
no. Blacksmith? No. The one is more general purpose, refitting horseshoes and stuff like that. The other is more geared towards adventurers, like our actual armaments and stuff like that.
I rolled a 14, by the way.
Yeah, with a 14. Sorry, I have to look through my stuff.
His list.
Yes, got him reading notes. Let's go.
Woo! Good.
I'm convinced that Krevik and Alwyn have kind of like an agreement where Krevik Krevik will not get in the way of Alwyn's quest. Like he's made it
I'll
clear
pretend I
he
didn't see that.
he objects to it. Like he's made it clear that he objects to it and he doesn't think it's good, but like he understands. And so like, like as like an agreement for them to like travel together, Krevik's like, turns an eye to it.
Alwyn's just confused why Krevik doesn't join him on the quest. Like, I mean,
Oh, fuck these guys.
As you
honest.
guys pass the church on your way to the goods,
Oh,
the
wait.
general goods store.
Good point.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, it's a good point because like he like isn't it the whole thing that Alwyn's previous church that he's like going all Rambo against is the same church that killed Krevik's tribe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. So you know what? I think he would join you.
He changes his
you
mind
didn't kind of
halfway. He's
agree.
like, "Oh yeah, I forgot they fucking genocided my village."
No, I forgot about the backstory shit. Okay, I feel like
Yeah.
that's fair. Yeah, he
Meanwhile,
probably would
Bricks
join you.
underneath that gutter is just trying to clean
Well-
himself off at this point.
He's just
In a
standing
shower.
under
He's taking a shower.
Yeah.
So, what was it? Back at camp, on the bathhouse, there's this area where the roof kind of comes together at a 45-degree angle. All the
Yeah.
water comes down on that direction. So us pool guys, when it was raining super hard and they couldn't have the kids in the pool, we'd just take turns taking showers in that really, really cold water.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine Bricks is doing.
Pretty much.
But yeah, no. Alwyn, as you passed the church on your way to the general goods store, you did notice that it seemed to have the symbology of an Ernest church, usually praising the ground for providing food, stuff like that.
Okay.
Keeping nature at ease. There's also a little bit of symbology of. Where is it? I just had it. Agra, Agraness, the goddess of civilization, mostly for the idea of cultivating crops. But for the most part, it seems to be a church of Ernest.
Well, they live today. Can't
Okay.
say about tomorrow, but I won't be here. All right.
Hey.
All right. So we're heading to the tavern. Is that what I heard?
No. The church, heading to the church
yeah.
to actually
Oh yeah.
talk. And then if the church doesn't know anything, I guess we'll try the the herbalist or blacksmith.
Why are we
kinda-
avoiding the tavern?
Yeah.
I think the herbalist will no. There's no shot. they
No,
already-
because we're trying to. Bricks is like staring at Krevik, just like we're tracking down a person that is, an archaeologist of some description.
a dude that just knows stuff about plants. Have you seen this rock guy?
I'm
guy
thinking
really
about
is
whether
wrong.
he might have gone to gather supplies.
Yes, and the only spot he could have got supplies is either that good shop which we just left, maybe one of the blacksmiths, but I doubt it, and then the tavern.
Oh, maybe his horse had a.
Or the herbalist. The
What
herbalist
could
also
it-
supplies.
What could he want at the herbalist?
Healing potions. Fucking poison, maybe. What could he want at a tavern? Tavern gives you like beer.
Tavern
Sometimes
to
like to
stay
sleep.
the night. Buy maybe some rations. Meow.
Dude,
Wait,
Bricks
hold
is
on. Wait,
tired
why
of
would
his
you buy?
shit. What
Why
the
would you
fuck?
buy rations at a tavern when there is a market in town?
Got him.
Grant is honestly kind of surprised at Bricks' like behavior right now. He's kind of just like, what the fuck's happening with the guy?
Listen, we can try the tavern then. The tavern works fine. Yeah, we're gonna go to the tavern.
I almost gonna cut in here and be like, I think the church would be a good place to check. I mean, the man's an archaeologist. I'm sure they have artifacts.
Yes, I was not denying the church. I was denying the herbalist.
The herbalist is we can check there if the tavern doesn't have anything. Okay, and I don't feel it strongly about it.
All right. Well, let's group up, boys. You're gone. Oh, there you are.
Disappeared. Sorry, it was a bug in the
So
world.
yeah, the Matrix glitched a little bit as it popped into existence.
No, a chaos burst happened from
Brand
bricks.
walked through all of them forcefully, and they started like clipping through each other.
Yeah, just textures started breaking. It was wild.
Okay, so yeah, you're going to the Church of Ernest.
Yeah.
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 The church is probably one of the more grander parts of town. You pass by town center, which is, probably it's the big kind of what's the word for it? It's like an open area where stalls open up so people can sell their goods, but there's also a well in the center. I can't remember what it's called. But anyways,
Bazaar?
no, it's not a bazaar.
A
Whatever.
farmer's market.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. As you guys pass town center, which has this beautiful dwarven architecture, you come across the church, and it's probably second place for the most innately beautiful architecture in town. As it's not dwarven made. Clearly, it's definitely made by man, but it does have wooden filigrees that are inspired by Elven script, which is odd. You don't really see a whole lot of Elven architecture this far out east. But besides that, it's draped in these beautiful golden tiles from the top dome to the actual A-frame that is the building.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Alvin's gonna go in.
Who wants to be in charge of diplomacy this time? Alvin just like walks past him.
Yeah. No hesitation.
Yeah,
Alwyn,
Bricks is just like flicking the last of the mud off of his tail.
Yeah. As you enter the building, it's have you ever seen one of those one of those Welsh churches? God damn, why can't I speak?
No,
Welsh
I live in fucking
churches.
America.
They've got Welsh churches around.
The only church
In
I've
fact,
seen
they
that's
do
not
have-
American is Korean, believe it or not.
No, they've got like Welsh architecture churches here in Kansas. It's actually fairly.
Oh,
They've-
Welsh architecture.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I think you meant like their sign has some Welsh on it, and like all that good stuff. I like legit. I've only ever seen a church with like it had Korean on it, like is it the Korean something church?
Well, it's it's like one of those Welsh churches where it's the ceiling is just rafters up to the top of the A-frame, and it's all wooden and very intricately carved. And again, that same kind of Elvish-esque style. While there are for lighting, it's mostly chandeliers draped from the center of the building. And illuminating the central aisle. Pews, just a ton of pews from your left to your right, just flanking you all the way up to the head of the chapel, where stands a half-elf man
Mm-hmm.
who seems to be poring over some text. He's in proper garb, these kind of drab brown with gold filigree, in that it's familiar for Ernest chaplains, but he's got bandages all the way up his arms, and
When do pastors rock short sleeves and shirt?
He's a half elf. Half elf, right?
yes, he's a half elf.
What's the role for calling elves slurs? Because I want to do that now. I'm sorry. Go on.
Oh, I can just tell you, you could call him knife ear, fruit lover.
Fruit lover.
Yo.
Gay. I feel like gay is a pretty good.
Gay.
Holy fuck.
Oh no. Anyways, yeah, no. Besides that, to the behind the chapel itself is the stairway, or well, it's walled off, but you can see doors that clearly would lead to the tower above the church where the dome sits.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what you see.
All right. Alwyn's gonna confidently, full, just like
Full send.
rattling armor, just walk up to this man. How tall
Yes.
is this
People
man?
follow behind him.
He's probably a good. He's on the shorter side. We'll say he's probably around 5'7", 5'6".
Yeah, shorter side. Anyway,
Yeah, Noah's height.
I'm
Yeah,
not
Noah's height.
5'7". Fuck you, I'm 5'8".
I'm fine.
Is that actual 5'8" or is that Tinder 5'8"?
No, that's actual.
I-
Tinder 5'8" means nothing. It's chunky.
Means you're
Being
3'3",
5'8" means jack shit on a dating app.
I'm proud to sit just underneath Aaron as the. I think I could be wrong. I think the tallest person here, the second tallest. Obviously.
Probably.
No one is taller than Aaron.
But yeah, no, I except for Elijah. Anyway, I walk up to him, clunk, 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 and I like get like a prayer, like a class prayer hands. I was like kind of if he notices me walking up, you know, I'm just gonna do like a little class prayer hands, head bow, and
It's
notice
pretty
me?
hard not to
Respectful.
notice you strolling up. As you
Yeah.
walk in, there's a stench of moist rock that kind of follows you in. But
I mean, it is raining.
you kneel down, and he says, what do you need, my son?"
I'm no son of yours. No.
I don't know, Daddy.
We're
Okay.
Oh, no.
we're looking for someone.
And he gets excited and he says, starts to go on. I often find that there are many lost souls looking to find who they need to in life, and Ernest can be that person for you.
No,
here,
not that kind of thing.
No. I'm no longer much of a religious man. We are actually looking for someone.
All right. He looks a little
sad.
embarrassed and says, "Have a seat at one of the pews." As he kind of sits down next to you.
All right.
And who might you be looking for?
We're looking for a man named Belthane.
Beltane. He's the noble that owns a couple acres south of here, doesn't he?
Yes. He may have passed through here about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks, right?
Well, yes, first off, yes, 2 weeks. Well, actually, it'd probably be closer to
3 at this point.
Oh, 3 weeks. 3
two and a half, almost 3 weeks, yeah. So he says, he might have been in town, but I didn't see anyone come by. Is there any reason you're looking for him?
Yes, his daughter. He hasn't returned home in quite some time, so she's worried and sent us to find him.
Oh, goodness. Well, is he supposed to, do you know what his purpose was for being here?
Possibly picking up some, in town in general, possibly picking up some supplies. But considering he's an archaeologist, I assumed he may have stopped at the most likely place to have relics.
Well, there's no ruins here. In fact, the closest ruins are probably a good 50, maybe even 60 miles away.
I meant more of stopping in at the church to see your relics.
No. Most of our holy relics, well, they're not the kind that are well versed or wanted. They're mostly something from the Third Age. Small church. We don't have a whole lot of. You know the classification for relics on Earth. There's grade 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So, grade 1 means it's a physical part of that person. Grade 2 means it's a close object to them, like maybe their personal Bible, or a toy that they used when they were younger. And a class 3, I believe, is things that are tangentially related, like, oh yeah, he used this cup one occasion, but it was a pretty famous occasion.
Like a personal item versus like something they use like.
Yeah, exactly. You get the feeling that it's probably a
That's a what?
class 3 relic. So, tangentially related stuff.
Our god once spit on this blade of grass.
I used on your mom.
No.
Krevik has been staring at this man's arms. And after a certain point, he kind of just pipes up and says, "What happened to your arms?"
Oh, these? Oh, they're... It's a long story.
I'm a long kind of guy. Sorry, he doesn't say that.
Hey!
Hold up.
Jesus, guys.
Dude, I had to. There's no shot.
So,
It's a long story.
I'm interested to hear about it. I noticed that the Mr. Erdegar of Erdegar Goods also had an injury.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
kind of just staring at the priest, just doing his best to read him.
Yeah. Well, I don't really know the full story behind his wounds. These, believe it or not, there are people out there who are not, not the most kindly sort to, preachers. So,
Haha. Alan kind of looks to the side.
Sneezes.
As he says that, I'd like to think that Krevik and Alwyn both Krevik looks at Alwyn like
We just glance at each other like,
did you do this? Regardless, you know what? I don't need to hold up my trauma. They're
Make an insight check.
They're brands from people who don't really subscribe to my whole religion, and they branded some pretty sacrilegious things onto my arms, and I keep them covered up as to not dissuade newer patrons.
Alvin just kind of puts his hand on his chest and just like thinks to himself, "Oh, thank goodness, because I don't brand people."
Oh, thank God that wasn't me.
14 for an insight check on him.
Okay, hold on. No, he seems to be genuine. Like, the story, definitely believable. There are people out there who really aren't huge fans of the church, and
Again, looks towards the side.
I know that for sure.
Yeah,
but
same.
you'd say that this is a believable story.
Okay, understandable.
Krevik nods and says, "I'm very sorry to hear that. It is unfortunate. Whenever religious violence is done." He just kind of like looks down a little grimly.
No worries. But if you ever need to talk, I'm here at the chapel.
Krevic's gonna nod and walk out. And doesn't say anything else.
Just sobbing.
Just leave. Yeah.
Yeah, Alman's gonna just kind of tap him, like put his hand on the preacher's shoulder, and just say, "Well, thank you for your assistance. If you don't mind, please say a prayer for the man we're looking for." And then gets up. He's gonna stand up and start heading out.
I'll be sure to do that.
So did I just want to know, did the preacher notice the smell Alwyn just kind of gives off
Emanating?
every now and then? Yeah.
Yeah, a
boy.
little bit. He, when you first met, you could like see the grimace on his face.
Yeah.
He just didn't want to be
Whatever.
rude, bro.
Always used to it.
Okay. So when we get out, Krevic says, well, I guess now we head to the tavern.
To the
We
tavern.
still didn't find anything.
I still smell like a wet corpse.
Yummy.
Man. Unlucky.
I guess we're going to the tavern then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, before you stands a pretty ramshackle building. 2 stories with a thatched roof. And
2 stories. They got fucking money.
Sheesh, they got money, bro.
I don't know if you know this, but 2 stories isn't that impressive in medieval times.
I know, not
Now,
medieval times, but
once you get-
nowadays.
Now, once you get into medieval Italy, in the 1500s, seeing a 4-story building, that person has money.
Well, here in KC, 2 stories, that person has money.
Fair point.
Fact.
But yes, it's a 2-story thatched roof. Pretty ramshackle, and it's for the most part pretty drab. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of people in there, mainly because you arrived here in the late afternoon, very, very early evening, and not a whole lot of people come in to do anything about eating or drinking. They mostly save that for later in the night. But behind the bar is a dwarven woman who seems to have a... She's plump in build and is wearing a bartender's getup, the apron and all that. And she seems to be holding a crutch in one.
Bro,
Yo, why is everybody
messed up.
fucking...
So yeah, that's what you can see from the outside.
Krevic like looks at everybody else like in
Yeah,
a party.
I kind of noticed all this. I'm
like you see the pattern here that I'm seeing, right? Like that kind of that.
Yeah, Bricks is just kind of looking like a kid looking through a window, like arms, like hands clamped onto the window, just kind of peeking over, and his eyes.
Dude, that's fucking creepy.
He's breathing on the window. The fog is just
Fog.
settling, and then resides.
Yeah.
Fogging up the windshield.
Can I roll to breathe on the windshield? On the windshield?
Bricks, that's rude.
As you
Can I
say
roll
that,
to
the
breathe on
tavern
it?
sprouts wheels and drives over. Go on.
Yeah,
proceed.
Krevic says, "Okay, who wants to be in charge of socializing here?"
Bricks is already walking through the door.
This is Krevic basically saying, I don't want to talk to people. Who's doing it?
Yeah.
Precisely.
But as we come in, before Bricks can walk up to anyone, Alman's gonna grab him, and he's gonna what's Kiwi's Grant. He's gonna just push Grant forward.
he panics a little bit and just like tries to walk back out the door.
Nah, Grant just
Krevic helps push him forward.
yeah.
Can you two have
He's making a huge fuss out. He's like, "Get your fucking hands off me! I don't want to do this."
Can you two have an opposed strength rolls? And Alwyn, you can do it with advantage because Krevic is
sudden.
helping.
Meanwhile, Bricks is still
No.
doing that walking motion while being held like a little kid.
Yeah, no.
Fuck.
You get dragged in. There's a little chime as the doorway has an actual little bell alerting anybody to new customers entering. That or potential thieves.
Well, Grant is super stiff, like standing super straight, like very respectful. For like for like 1 minute, just standing there, and he just like walks towards the where she's cleaning or something, and then kind of sits down
Yeah, she's
before saying a
leaning
word.
against her crutch and cleaning out one of the cups, and says, "All right, what do you want?"
He kind of just stays silent for like 10 seconds before asking her whether she's seen any patron of interest.
So as you're silent, she goes, "I take it you're not here for a drink, then?"
No, I'm here for information about a man.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of men who come through here. Yeah.
I guess you're right. He kind of forgets what I only say he forgets because I forgot too for
Belthane.
immersion. What the fuck is his name?
Belthane.
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 I'm looking for a man that goes by Belthane. He's pretty famous around here.
I wouldn't say pretty famous. I'd say he probably just owns a patch of land down south. But, yeah, I think I saw him come through here, rented out a room for the night, and then headed out eastward. Wouldn't say what for. I don't know what he's heading out eastward for. There ain't any ruins or anything.
So east. Grant kind of just doesn't like want to leave. He doesn't know how to exit the conversation yet.
Krevik
he
kind of like
just
walks forward and helps him and says, I hope it's not rude to ask, but what happened to your leg?
Oh, the war.
War?
300 years ago.
How many years?
300?
Ah, sounds about right.
Ow.
Yeah. Oh. Wait, what
was
race
a-
is she?
She's dwarven.
She's dwarven.
She's dwarven.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was a wee lass at the time, but things happen. It's war.
Can I make a insight check on her?
Sure, go ahead.
Alan was
Imagine walking up to somebody with like a broken leg, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I fell down a flight of stairs."
Let
You're
me
like,
see that shit.
"You
I don't know if I believe you.
Meanwhile,
A
this
natural
entire time,
20.
Bricks is like holding, like, crossed
Yeah,
arm,
no,
just kind of sulking.
Yeah, Krivik,
Oh,
with a
he
natural
knows.
20, you know that this isn't the truth. Or, well, yeah, no, this straight up isn't the truth. That's, firstly, it's mostly context clues that lead you to believe. Nothing about her tone of voice really sets you off. It's mostly that the gauze seem fairly new. In fact, there is still a bit of, like, redness towards the upper portion of the leg, as blood has seeped through a bit of the bandages.
As soon as Krevik realizes this, he looks up at Alwyn. And Alwyn, Alwyn and Krevik both wear masks. And Krevik has learned how to convey a lot of emotion through, like, just his eyes, and the area around his eyes.
Oh, thank God, because I imagined he was like how he talks with his hands.
Just a lot of emotion through, like, very minor facial expressions. And, him and Alwyn have been traveling far enough, or together long enough. He looks up at Alwyn and just kind of, like, squints his eyes and, like, communicates kind of like, this motherfucker is lying. And
This is a scam.
which probably means that the other motherfuckers are lying, which means that this town is full of a bunch of lying motherfuckers. Yeah.
Bricks just points at Alwyn, and you hear Brix's voice in your mind, and he just goes, "Can you let me down, please?"
Oh yeah, my bad. Just step you down.
Thank you.
He's too busy laughing at Grant trying to talk to this person.
Dude.
Krevik is kind of. Krevik has communicated in his own way to Alwyn that this motherfucker's lying.
Okay, only
Yeah.
to Altwin. Got it.
Yeah, Alwyn just
Yeah, the others aren't trained in Krevik's facial expressions, and so they wouldn't know yet.
And not everyone has like basically X-ray vision from as Krevik does.
So, are you four going to need a room for tonight? It's only 2 silver a room, and we got 3 open.
Rick just kind of raises his hand and he goes, "All I need is a barrel."
All right. That's unusual request, but we got one out back.
With water, preferably.
That'll be 1 silver, though.
He puts 2 on the counter and just walks out back.
Yeah.
Yo.
He's going to
Big ball
walk up
Olympics.
and pay for a room for himself, and then he looks over at Alwyn and says, "I would like to talk to you upstairs when you get the chance."
Yeah.
All right, you'll be in room number 3. Let's see, top of the stairs, third one on your right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Trevor's gonna go upstairs.
Alwyn's gonna follow him.
Being left alone, he quickly just like gets up from his chair, like, and then just like runs to where Brix is.
You enter this room. It seems to be in a little bit of disarray. Beds aren't the nicest. They seem to just be wooden frames with hay on top of it and a blanket over that. But it's not the worst place you've ever had to stay.
I mean,
it does seem a little messy, though. There's some papers just scattered a bit over the desk in the corner, but the wardrobe is sitting in the other corner, and you have a nice view of the farmland down south.
Nice farmland.
He looks at Alwyn as soon as he enters the room and is like, "Close the door."
Alwyn closes the door.
I want to look around if there's like any peepholes in the walls or any like possible like, you know. I want to do a security check of the room. Like, how quiet do they have to be so that nobody hears them? You know, is there any spying devices?
Roll me an investigation check.
You know, like you're checking your Airbnb.
Yeah. Investigation. 16.
Nice. Yeah, for the most part, nothing comes up for spying devices. There's no like false paintings or anything. You do come across a on the desk. There does seem to be a locked drawer that you couldn't manage to get open, which is a little odd. But you looked around it; it doesn't seem like any like device in there that somebody could be peeping. You get the idea that you're pretty safe, but you know what they say. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're after you.
Because you're paranoid doesn't mean you're wrong either.
That is true.
He looks over at Alwyn and kind of like after a moment of searching, and he says, "They were lying to us."
You think so?
I know so. I can tell. Those the bandages were fresh. So was the blood. Something tells me that if it was an old wound, it wouldn't be still bleeding. I think that if she was lying about her wound, then that means that the elven man inside the church was also lying, which means probably that the dwarven man inside the market was also lying.
Yeah, I get it. What do you want to do about it?
I'm not sure. I don't know if it was maybe something innocent or maybe something big that they all decided to keep secret. I think the only thing that would truly confirm my suspicions is if we saw the herbalist and the blacksmiths and if they had similar wounds.
Fair enough. Let's go check them out.
Good idea. Yeah, Krevik and Alwyn are going to go check out the blacksmith and herbalist.
Okay, yeah. As you walk out, she says, "Have a nice day." you head out to which first, the blacksmith or the herbalist?
Let's try the herbalist.
Okay, yeah. Come on. Yeah. You two make your way a little north of town, a little north into the center of town, and you come across a building that has a pretty audacious sign, inlaid with like gold filigree for like the weirdest name, as it says, "Blissful Potato Tea Room."
What?
Huh?
Hey, you heard me.
Running that by me again?
I don't think I did hear you. Say it again.
Tea.
Yes, it's a building called Blissful Potato Tea Room.
So someone learned a couple words for common and was like, "Yup, that looks good."
And that's the name and a banger right there.
No one's gonna find that suspicious.
This is
Whoops.
what the fuck.
You were kicked out.
I-
Wait, no, Aaron
just-
left. Wait.
I left. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I accidentally hit G5.
He just
Oh.
looks at all of them
Dang.
and then just walks into the store.
Yep.
The universe collapses around me.
Yeah, we enter into the store.
Do 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 do. Launch game.
Do 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 do.
While they're doing that, Brick's out back is currently like he's looking around.
Okay, I'm back.
Hey.
Yeah, no. Bricks. I guess. Roll me an investigation check.
You find a corpse.
3.
Huh?
Cool. A 3. With a 3, you know what you find?
Water.
I don't even find a barrel, do I?
You can't seem to find the barrel she was taught.
You are homeless.
You see, you find 5
been
barrels. That's the
scammed.
problem.
Worse, you paid rent and are still homeless.
Yeah. You find 5 barrels. That's the problem. You don't know which one's yours.
Bricks proceeds to sit on the first wooden thing he sees.
The wooden steps of the tavern.
Okay.
Cool.
Sad.
Awesome. Thought that would amount to more.
I know, so did I.
Anyways, yeah, no. What's our good boy, Eric? No, not Eric.
Eric.
God,
Eric.
Grant. What is Grant up
You
to?
picked it.
That is too complete.
You picked a general name and you were close.
Yeah. Well, he ran out after Bricks, so probably looking where the little fish dog is.
What's our boy John Doe doing?
Jonathan
John
Doe.
You see Bricks look. You see Bricks sit down on the steps, defeated after looking for 2 seconds. You round the corner and you see like 3 barrels, all filled with water.
Bricks, are you blind?
He looks up at you. His eyes currently appear gray to you.
Oh!
The boy is molting.
Big sad.
I grab Bricks' hand, like I'm like, it's okay, it happens. Here, and I kind of like put his hand on the barrel. And I'm like, here it is.
You give him. He gives you the uppies like hand motion.
Yeah. It's okay, baby. I pat his back a little bit.
You burp him.
Yeah. Here's your barrel. I just dunk him.
While this is
Yeah.
happening, I'm gonna have Bubba up on top of the tavern.
Okay. Yeah.
Ally UAV.
I'll just have him let me know when the others come back.
Okay, yeah. Let's get back to Alwyn and Krivik. So, you two headed to the herbalist, which had this very audacious sign called the Blissful Potato Tea House. Or tea room, my bad. And, That in and of itself was pretty odd. You just mentioned that you just
B8.
walked straight in without really giving it much mind.
Yep.
Revik is just like he at this point he's convinced he's in like a CIA like psyop or some shit. Like he does like it's just people are lying to him. He doesn't like that, and like,
are you gaslighting me,
bro? We're just living the Jimmy Neutron conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
We're living the IRL conspiracy theory. Okay, we are being gang stalked.
Bro, like, you ever seen the Jimmy Neutron conspiracy theory that Jimmy Neutron's just like a test subject and the entire town is like basically Area 51?
Oh, it's like what's
literally me.
A Truman Show situation.
Yeah.
Just like me. Anyways.
Yeah. So, you head into the herbalist shop. It's a one-story building, and the rafters are exposed. But from the rafters are hanging a bunch of different herbs, mostly just drying. There are two major shelves that are just lined with ingredients and filled in jars and boxes and all that other stuff with hastily written labels. And the back shelf has quite a few potions, of which they don't seem to be labeled very well.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
So yeah, and towards the front of the store there is a small counter, like only wide enough for really one person to stand behind, and there is a small register drawer sitting on top of the desk with all the all the coins sitting loose, as this really frazzled looking woman is just like meticulously picking one out at a time and looking at it through very thick glasses, like thick with 3 C's. Like if she were to lose them, she would be blind. And this is another dwarven woman, and she's very skinny. Doesn't have really much in the beard department. It's more like patches of hair, and she's meticulously looking through and counting each of these coins and putting them in a proper place wherever that might be for her. And she doesn't seem to even notice you walking in.
Okay.
Does she have any apparent wounds?
Nothing that's apparent.
Only emotional ones. Sorry.
No damage.
That's too real. Man. That's too real.
I want to stealth up to the counter. Actually, like I'm not trying to steal anything. I just want to surprise her.
She's already unaware. Like,
yeah. Havoc like walks up to the counter and is going to get as close as he can without alerting her, and then is just going to kind of like look her up and down, kind of like see if she's got any like injuries at all.
Roll
and then
investigation check.
Oogie. I am mediocre at those.
Can't be worse than your best roll, which is a D. Yeah, no. She's wearing a hat, but just like you kind of look a little behind her, and you see a little bit of like a surgery tape just peeking out from behind the hat.
That fucking hat. Those bad.
What kind of hat is it?
It's a beret.
Oh.
Can I lift up the hat and look at her at the top of her head?
Look at the top of his head.
Just the top of her, look at the top of his head. Just real quick.
Yeah, no. Roll me sleight of hand.
Hey, another thing that I'm mediocre at. 18.
You know what?
You should follow that up with every roll, and then you'll get high rolls.
You can't fail.
I'm using so much of my dice roll with luck.
You're using reverse psychology on the rolls.
Yeah, we'll say what happened. You lift up the hat, that's when she notices you. She goes, "Oh!" and she like tries to grab it, but slaps her head where there is a like what you would get for a head wound. Like they would just wrap your head a couple times because there's not really much you can do. And she's kind of just winces after she slaps it.
Alwyn is standing behind me, right? Alwyn?
Died.
Alwyn? Mr.
died.
Crop!
He died.
Noah!
Easter Squidward.
Mr. Squidward!
I shall kick your
I should kick your fucking ass.
Your fucking eyes! Okay, well, we'll just assume that Alwyn is behind me, I guess. Kravik is like, wow, this is a very fine beret. I have not seen craftsmanship like this for quite a long time. He's like looking at it like inside out, kind of like looking at the tags. Is this Gucci? Nah, I really gotta stop saying dumb shit as my character. But
It just cuts out.
Such a fun character.
But yeah, he's like inspecting the hat and like looking at how like is it a well designed hat?
Is this a pretty funky
Yes,
hat?
it's a pretty nice shampoo. It's got fine seams. It isn't clearly like have poor mending, but it does look like while yes, it looks fine. It looks old, like it's seen some wear and tear.
Yeah, but then as soon as he sees that she's missing her hat, he kind of like, and he's seen the wound. He kind of like says, "Oh, my apologies," and he kind of just slaps it back on top of her head. In her wounded open brain cavity.
She dies on the spot.
Sorry.
Noah, I was gonna ask you. Alwyn's standing behind Krevik, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Sorry, I had to go make sure someone hadn't just broken into my house. So
No, that's fair.
and then I'll be right back again. Sorry.
No, okay.
Awesome.
Nice.
Nice cock.
Unless I have something I need to do real quick.
Those are a lot of words. Too bad I'm not gonna read them.
What do you mean you lost the baby? Go find it.
Are we intimidating someone? I'm here for that.
Close. So basically, like, Krevik snuck up to the counter, and the woman was like too absorbed in her shit to notice him, and so he literally just lifted the hat off of her head and pretended to be inspecting the hat while looking at like her bandaged wound. And he slaps it back on top of her head. He says,
She winces once again. Can I help you?
"Oh, yes. I have a few questions. Number one, what's the name of the shop? Where did you come up with it? What's the meaning behind it?"
I usually don't take too kindly to people who walk up to me and take my hat. It's kind of hard to discern her emotions through these thick lenses. But you kind of get the idea that she's peering at you, like wincing, just like got those thin eyes.
Yeah.
Krevik peers right back at her through his bone mask. And wait, what did she say again? Can you repeat that?
She said, "I usually don't take too kindly to people who run up to me and just take my hat."
Yes.
People who can't.
Apologies, many. I'm a fashion fan, as you can see.
Pulls out wallet.
Yo,
Roll me a persuasion check.
if I need to.
And he's as he right as he says that, he says, I also do want to buy things, so I hope maybe that. By the way, this is a flat roll, which is kind of funny. I think it fits.
Oh my god.
No,
What the
I'm using
hell,
up all my
man?
dice rolling luck. I'm going. We're gonna get into a combat
Yeah,
later on, and I'm gonna roll natural ones the entire way through. I swear.
Yep.
No,
You're
no.
He's
dooming
wasting all his
yourself.
good rolls.
Dooming myself. The dice gods. This is the most bittersweet feeling. Fuck.
She, as soon as you say that, she kind of like looks back, like looks you up and down, and her expression kind of widens up and says, "Oh, really? Do you mind telling me what some of the latest fashion? Where are you guys from? Are you from down south? Are you from north in Wago, or where exactly are you from? Because I'd love to know the seasonal fashions."
Trevor kind of chuckles and says, "Ah, well, my sense of fashion is I guess you could say unique, rustic. You could say." He gestures at the. He's wearing like the finest thing that Krevik owns is a green cloak, which he took off someone's body, and it's like he probably took it off of like, I don't know, like a dead noble or something, and it was like, like it's just this fine green cloak. And then under that, he's wearing like patchwork leather armor and like bones put into it.
Yo, but
And very he like it's very much barbarian attire, but like a little bit more high end, just on the merit of like Krevik. Krevik likes to be covered. And he says, I guess you could say I like to wear my art. It's a thing of, I very much enjoy using everything that I can afford, everything that I have at my disposal for my outfits. I put a lot of personal effort into it.
She looks just elated at this and says, "How much for it?"
oh,
Kravitz, like, looks down and is just like,
1,000.
so is she gesturing at like the cloak or the entire getup?
The entire getup.
Thanks for a moment. I gotta think about this. Shit.
Shit, I never thought I'd get this far.
He kind of like looks at Alwyn a little bit panicked, but then like keeps his cool a little bit. Fuck. Because I kind of want to. I like. What if I end up saying like 1,000 gold, and she's like, deal,
And she
and then I
just
just
slaps
like,
it down on the table.
yeah, and I just get 1,000 gold. But, okay, so there's a couple things that Krevik could part with that, because I don't want to lose my leather armor, because obviously, because I need that. I have a low AC to begin with, but fuck. Help me! Help someone! Help me!
Help me!
Help me! I mean, fuck.
Krevik,
There's.
Krevik eventually kind of like after a moment of visibly thinking about it, he says, unfortunately, I cannot part with my entire outfit, but there are pieces that I am willing to give away that I think are worth something."
She nods. She nods and says, "Un chapeau?"
What is
And
that?
she a chapeau is French for hat. And she points at your skull mask hat combo thing.
He smiles. The mask does have sentimental value to him.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta think, what would be a price of a skull mask for with sentimental value? Oh, by the way, did we ever agree on what animal the skull comes from, or is it like, because it's like the top half of a human, or it's like a humanoid-ish skull with horns.
Yeah, I think we decided on Minotaur.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's the Minotaur skull.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Fuck. Why is this so hard? What are Brix and Grant doing? Cut to them while I say.
Well,
What
Brix
are
is
they?
just swimming in a barrel.
I mean, like, Brick. Yeah, Brix is in a barrel currently. I got a 3 on my
Riveting.
last investigation. I don't think Aaron would let me roll another one.
Sorry, Chief. I'm sorry, Chief. My idea behind that kind of stuff is I rationalize it as a roll means you spent time to look. You
He didn't
you
just glance
looked as
over.
hard as you can and you came up to, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't really make sense for you to spend effort to look at something and then go, you know what? Did
Let's
come
do
up
it again.
empty-handed. Yeah, it's like if you lost your like it's something unimportant. Like you lost a page of some paper that you didn't really need. Like a like you lost the title page to a decent like the first page where it just states like the name of it and who it's by. It's like if you lost that, sure you'd look for it for maybe like 30 minutes, but after a while you'd go like, yeah, it doesn't really
guess
matter.
I'll
I
do
can just make a new one. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's kind of like that.
Well, I guess after finally finding his way in, like into the barrel, kind of sitting there for a minute, he'd crawl back out and probably make his way into the tavern again.
Okay, yeah, you do so. It's again, it's pretty ramshackle. There's the tables are old. They haven't been like properly waxed in a long time. The only nice thing about the tavern is probably the assortment of booze behind the bartender.
Brix will probably walk up to the bar and, like at every bar he ever goes to, has to scale the bar stool like fucking King Kong scaling the Empire State Building.
The woman behind you just kind of like gives you a knowing look, like she has that problem too.
Yeah, because I'm guessing since she's a dwarf, she probably like either has the entire back on a raised platform, or she has a series of boxes that she stands on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's fucking scaling the bar stools. He finally makes the top, and he just kind of like rests his head on the bar stool, sighs a little bit, and goes, "Why can't they ever make step ladders?"
She, like, after looking you up and down, she, like, looks to the corner and points her head as there is a small step ladder.
He kind of gives that like
don't know
half
if you noticed.
smile, but that like look of just like
eye twitch.
yeah, like that half smile with eye twitch, just like, and you didn't tell me about it.
I thought it was funnier. We have a lot of shorter clients. Well, discern that.
He just kind of like bangs his forehead against the countertop a couple times before lifts his head up. Hey.
Now, what's got you down?
Oh, just, it's one of those days, things just don't seem to be going right. Plus, some of my companions disappeared with no word.
I think they were talking about going to the herbalist. There's something on the way out of the building.
That would make sense. I don't understand the Bone Man's obsession with the herbalism place. But
She
to his
shrugs.
own. Yeah, he just kind of follows the motion, shrugging as
I'm
well.
a fucking druid.
What else do you have to eat here?
Well, dinner doesn't start till 5, so you got a good 2 hours before that.
Damn.
I can get you meat.
How much?
Oh no! Oh no!
Meat? No, meat. It's only going to be 5
5 what?
copper.
He'll put down 5 copper.
Fuck.
She walks behind, walks behind the bar for a little bit down the ways and pulls a little tab. You can hear like a cork go pop out as she fills a tankard up with mead and then stops it, puts the cork back in, and slides it down towards you.
He grabs it. He kind of, instead of like pour it, like bring it up to his lips to pour it, because he knows he's gonna fucking tip it. He instead kind of like puts the tip of his mouth in it and just starts like lapping it up. Yeah, pretty much. This is really good.
This shit busting.
It's mead. I mean, if you like honey, yeah.
My companions didn't let me have any alcohol.
You look to be of age.
I am technically.
Base. Granted, of age for a dwarf is 2. So
Fair enough.
How old is Bricks?
Bricks
In
is
human years.
in human years, he'd probably equate to about 20-ish.
Me and Bricks
And
could go to college together.
in his like years, he's actually about 7.
Okay.
What the fuck?
They
like-
reach maturity.
that's like-
Axolotls reach mature, and as far as like my like thing I pulled up,
Lord.
we reach our maturity at 5 or 6.
axolotl lore.
Yeah.
Yo,
That's like that reminds me of like that one Critical Role episode where like of campaign 2, where like they asked Not how old she was, and she was like, "Oh, I'm at about around like birthing age. Like I could have kids, so like 9."
Were there an Eric Cochran?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric Cochran's a Squeam was like
Okay, I have my answer by the way.
Yep.
So,
We'll shoot back over. You two
Alright.
at the herbalist, and she says, "Chapeau."
yeah, Revik thinks for a moment and then says, "So, you have to understand that I have had this mask for a very, very long time. It is a bit of an
so
artifact.
Not newer fashion.
Well,
She looks
I never
a little
said-
disappointed.
to be clear, he never said that he was in newer fashion. He said that he is a utilitarian.
Fair enough.
But
Revik is based.
this mask is a bit of an artifact to me. It has gotten me through a lot, personally. I have done a lot of adventuring with it. But, if you insist, I think 200 gold. And it will be yours.
Yo, wait, what? I missed a lot.
Looks down. She counts on her hand with starting with her pinky and going up to her thumb, and then does it a couple more times. She looks up a little bit, kind of squints, bites the lip a little bit, and
Running down.
then just
I bite
shakes
the
her
lip.
head and she then just like pushes forward a stack of 175.
Oh.
He shrugs.
She's trying to
And,
buy an heirloom.
I mean, again, it's like it's a bone mask. Like it's not. It doesn't have any magic in it. It didn't take
It is
long to make.
cool.
It's just cool looking. Krivik has no problem parting with it. Krivik isn't a sentimental person. Like he's just. That's just not how he looks at things.
He doesn't
He's
care about
manipulating.
things more.
Krevik nods and says, deal. He takes off his mask, and as quickly as he takes off his mask and puts it down onto the table, he reaches into his back pocket, pulls out just like I don't know if you would allow me to just have this on hand, Aaron, but pulls out like I know what it is. He pulls out some goblin skin.
No, he's Leatherface.
Leatherface? I
No,
was going to
God.
do a goblin skull. I know you have those.
Okay, all right, goblin skull. All right, sure. I was gonna make a bollock.
A balaclava out of fucking.
Goblin skin.
Oh my god.
cursed.
I'm glad Bricks is not there.
Do whichever you
I-
want. Do
Okay,
whichever you want, but
Okay, yeah, I'll take the goblin skull just because like
Okay.
It just,
like
it just doesn't have
isn't,
the
like,
horns, it's just a smaller one.
I like to think that it doesn't like cover your face. Like you have the front plate of the skull and the actual face portions of the face, but it's too small to fit around like your entire head. So it's mostly just like kind of looks like you're peering out of both sides of the eyes at one time. So it kind of looks like you're like you have lazy eyes pointed in two different directions, kind of like a chameleon.
Oh god.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's intimidation. No.
Man, well now I kind of want to go with the goblin skin.
Do it. I'll make it gross as possible.
Okay, yeah. So like Alwyn, you see this? I'd like to think that Alwyn like saw him making like this this mask out of goblin skin, and like could only just imagine what horrors Krevik had in store as Krevik like pulls it up and then slides it over his head. You get a peek at his, at some of his head. He has a kind of longish hair, tied up in a bun kind of thing. But then he pulls the balaclava and it like.
Roll me a Constitution save, or not a save, a Constitution check.
Who?
No, it would be a save.
Wait, who?
Owen rolls it.
Everyone, no.
See? There it is.
no,
There
just-
it is. I told you.
Yeah. You're going to contract a disease. Congratulations.
Oh fuck!
He
how it's
didn't
supposed-
clean it.
That's how it's supposed to be.
So yeah, no. I'll leave it at that. I'll put it. You wouldn't know that you're contracting a disease, but you'd feel pretty awful.
Yeah, no,
I'll
that's
make-
fair. This is on track for Krevik.
Wait, how many diseases does Krevik have?
Yes.
Well, listen,
don't
we've been
wanna-
traveling together long enough. You should ask yourself, how many diseases does Alwyn have? No. I'm sorry.
Alwyn is immune to
Well, he's
diseases because he's a
dead.
corpse.
Yeah.
No, kind of a good point. Yeah. But Krevik just slides it on, and it is a horrifying, disgusting goblin mask.
Oh.
Alan just
And,
looking at you, and it's just like, in his head, he's like,
If I could vomit, I would.
he's like, huh? Yeah, he's like, huh? I kind of see why the church did what it did.
you know, maybe they were kind of onto something.
Maybe they were spitting,
They were
bro.
onto something.
Maybe they
Um,
were
I
spitting.
can't wait for Bricks to see you again.
They had to
Quickly
have
roll
done
me a
something
D100,
wrong.
please.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
Yeah, I'll roll you a D100.
Could you roll me a D100?
I hope I get myself something like really metal, or I get like something really innocuous. Like I like maybe it's like some shit like all my skin falls off, or no, was it me or okay, you rolled it. Okay,
Bad
Yeah,
breath.
I mean,
He gets
doesn't really
stinky-itis.
matter who does it. Okay. You begin to lose your connections to magical. Each day, your spellcasting ability drops by 1 until you're cured.
oh,
That is
fun.
You're a spellcaster.
that is
Oh.
the worst disease.
Well, I'm
Oh.
glad I was a multiclasser.
No wonder those goblins weren't casting spells. They all got this disease.
They fucking got diseased. Yeah.
So my the modifier or like the or like the skill, or like I mean the stat.
Your spellcasting ability, so it would be the stat.
The wisdom.
Because-
Okay, wisdom. My wisdom decreases by 1.
Right? No. It would just be the spellcasting ability itself, because
Okay.
it's a combination. Your spellcasting ability is a combination of different things. So,
okay.
it's
So
8 plus your proficiency plus your wisdom. So
8
it wouldn't
wisdom.
reduce your wisdom; it would just reduce your spellcasting.
So basically, my spell save DC.
Yeah. Also, your 2-hit DC would.
Okay,
so
yeah.
the
Okay.
spell
For
save
one,
and the spell
and then
attack
I'm
bonus are getting
assuming-
reduced.
And I'm assuming that we can't, or I'm assuming that. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, so I'm assuming that if it drops down to 0 or goes into the negatives, I just lose my spellcasting?
You wouldn't be able to cast any spell, I think, if your spellcasting is 0.
Sick. Okay, I got an idea. This is awesome. Yeah.
Lord Hog.
Krevik next is going to say he kind of just like, puts a finger on the chin of the mask and then says,
It's
I
a little
have a-
hairy.
I have a couple other questions, if you don't mind.
As she's already putting on the skull.
Yeah. So, the name of the store, where did you get it?
Well, I was traveling over by the Elven Kingdom far west, and they gave me funny little what's the word? Prophecy, you would say, and it involved a strange cryptic message that said something about having tea with a man who eats potatoes. And lo and behold, after a few years, I met a man who sold potatoes and got married and settled down here.
That is quite charming. My second question. Have you seen a man come through here by the name of Belthane? And I wanna roll an insight check. I'm asking this explicitly to roll an insight check. I know we already got
Okay.
an answer, but I just need to gauge her reaction.
Okay, yeah. I don't believe you've gotten an explicit answer from particular.
All we
But
know is
she,
they went out east.
She goes, well, I don't think I've seen. I did hear from Tovella at the tavern that she saw a fine man head east, but there's something about ruins, but there's no ruins around. No, nowhere near here. So, I wouldn't know anything about where he went. I didn't see him around town. Now, with that insight check, I will see she has a tell that you kind of picked up on pretty quickly, and it's very hard like cover up, mainly because of the glasses. But she has like her left eye just barely twitches when she lies, and the only time that she lied is when any room near here. She did in fact not see him personally, but it does appear that he went to the tavern. That was truth. Ruins near here? That was a lie.
Wait,
So she was
what
lying about there are no ruins near here.
Yes.
what about the east part? Wait, hold on, was that a lie?
Oh, headed out east? No, that wasn't a lie as well.
Okay.
Granted, that information is secondhand until that down at the tavern.
Yeah. So then kind of narrows his eyes at her and says, so he looks at Alwyn
Yep.
and then looks back at her. I think that you have a great shop here, and I think that this is a very lovely town.
You're a bunch of fucking liars, though.
You fucking.
What?
Give me your fucking money.
I think that I am a little suspicious of some things that are going on here. And he kind of just like rests his arm on the counter, like leaning forward a little bit. The stink of the mask getting even closer to her.
That's the note music.
She kind of does the same thing as like, oh really? As she kind of leans her hand against her cheek and leans back against the wall. And this is all very surreal because it's coming from very frazzled, like really frizzy hair poking out from this minotaur skull that she's now wearing on her head.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of leans in and he says, something that I have noticed is that it seems like you, the priest, the market runner, the tavern person, they all have these wounds. And he kind of like, looks at her, kind of like just looking her in the eyes. These wounds, they all give me different stories, but I sense that they are not being truthful.
And what makes you think that? I mean, people do get hurt. It's that common. Are you hurt? I have a couple potions for that. As she kind of looks behind her and
Kiwi.
starts pointing out some.
Dude, it's lit.
He continues to stare at her, and he says, "Getting hurt is definitely common. I agree. I have been hurt many times myself, but I can tell when
You cut out there, Chief.
untruthful.
Okay, I thought that was me.
Like when you said that there are no ruins around. Oh, okay. He says, but hold on, let me retrace myself. What was the last thing you heard?
But I can
Last
tell.
thing we heard, but I can tell, yeah.
But I can tell when people are being untruthful. Like when you said that there are no ruins near here.
Well, there aren't. But, I mean, think about it. We're in the middle of the plains. Why would there be ruins? I mean, not a whole lot of people lived here before Red Rock was built.
And they were all right. So Alwyn's got a sense of what's going on here from how Krevik's acting. So Aaron, like a channel divinity that's more for like combat, would I be able to use that for like intimidation?
Explain to me how. Run it by me real quick.
Well, as an dreadful aspect, all creatures of your choice that can see you within 30 feet make a wisdom saving throw, otherwise be frightened of you for 1 minute. How would that help me with intimidation?
Yeah, no, I think you would. You know what? Yeah, you can use. I'm not saying that you can't use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. I can use it. But then she just goes running away frantically. And people find her.
If we wanted to go the intimidation route, I have a lot of ideas. But
So
that's
do
kind of
I.
Yeah, with the fucking mask on right now.
we are like Krevik and Alwyn are like the scary motherfucker. That is literally we are the scary dog privilege characters. Like,
Can we just talk about how these two are currently just deciding whether or not to fucking intimidate this poor little dwarven woman? Meanwhile, I'm over here just casually talking with the tavern owner.
I mean, we'll get to her, don't you worry.
Don't worry, she'll be next.
you worry.
Jesus Christ.
Krevik,
So
After a moment of thinking, Krivik just nods and says, yes, maybe you are right. Maybe I am I'm a bit of a suspicious person at heart, a skeptic. Maybe it is, just unwarranted here, and it's just me being paranoid. Forgive me.
Oh, all right.
One last thing, before we go. Do you have any, like dog treats but for fish? Like if I had a pet fish, do you have treats that I could give him?
She looks quizzically at you, and she holds one finger up and walks back. And it takes her a bit, mainly because it's such a strange request.
no, she's coming back with the blicky.
I like how Brix is like,
That was a
like
Glock
this
you just
weird
used, Krivik.
mid part between like a pet and a child. It's like never one or the other. It's always something in between.
Yeah. Well, it's because half the time he does act like, a child or a pet. But then there's cases like right now where he's actually acting like a human
Like a
being.
adult.
Yeah. Like he's acting his age,
What's the
essentially.
dog? Reaching for the mint. What the dog doing?
Drinking mead?
What the fuck doing?
Yeah, no. She takes a bit in the back room. Probably because it's such a strange And as she comes out, she is looking a little confused at this, jar full of... They look like flakes of some kind.
Like fish flakes.
They look like flakes of some kind. And she says, well, I've got some flavored seaweed if you want that. And she
That
puts it on the
It's
counter.
going to be like cocaine, bro.
Krivik looks at it, shrugs, and says, maybe he will like it. He looks up at Owen and says, do you think he will like it?
Alwyn just shrugs and is like, more than likely. I think he'll like just about anything we bring back.
I want to make sure that we are on good terms. How much?
Depends. How much do you want? 2 scoops or 3?
This fucking ice cream?
I think we will do 3 scoops.
All right. Well, let's see. That'll be... Seems to be about 3 copper a pop, so it will be about 9.
9 copper. Sure thing.
How many sprigs is that?
God damn
What is
it.
that in sprigs?
How many sprigs of Axolotl food do we have? No, Krivik will give the 9 copper over and say, thank you. I may see you again before we leave, but for the time being, have a wonderful rest of your day.
Mm-hmm.
Krivik's gonna walk out.
Yeah, you do so.
Alwyn's gonna
Krivik's holding the,
Krivik just
Whoa.
back down like that, but he's just gonna follow him.
Krivik, Krivik, would Krivik be able to, I feel like Krivik would kind of get that feeling and would feel the need to justify himself. And he would say, I think that it is a pointless task in trying to intimidate the answers out of these people. I'm sure that they are fine people, it's just that, something unfortunate happened to them. Maybe traumatic. And maybe it has nothing to do with us. And I'd rather forego the information than provide, draw attention.
Fair enough. We'll leave him alone about it.
Well, for now, maybe before we leave. He shrugs. He doesn't finish his. Yeah, Krivik's gonna go back to the tavern.
Dude, I'm ready to bust kneecaps for information.
Hey,
Where is she?
Brooks is currently still like working on that thing of mead. He's probably been working at it for about 5 minutes now. Probably not even a quarter of the way done.
Chug,
What is the
chug,
container
chug.
we're giving me in?
I'm sorry, say that again?
What was the content? Well, how were the flakes given to me? Were they given to me on like an ice cream cone, or were they given to me on like in like
So she had
Here.
like this large jar of flaked seaweed that she has like a little scoop that's basically equivalent to half a cup. And scooped 3 scoops and put it into a little paper bag.
So you'd say probably about like 5 sprigs, maybe.
About a 5.
I'd say about 1.5 cups.
How many
How
teaspoons?
much is that in sprig?
Krivic's gonna walk into the bar, walk up to Bricks, and say,
I actually wanted to do a
I
little
have-
bit more with the Tavern Keeper before you guys got there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
"Oh, okay."
We'll scoot on over to that room.
So Brick's still like lapping at the fucking meat like a dog. Well, we'll kind of like look up and be like, "You guys seem to be having a lot of injuries around here."
Hold on, let me put the music song back on.
Well, yep, that's life, ain't it? Mm-hmm.
Bricks just kind of tilts his head and is just like, But why all of you at all the same time? I understand some people getting injured now and again. I mean, look at me. This arm was cut off 2 days ago.
Well, she kind of looks at you. I'm not sure if I have that kind of ability. You
Man,
see,
you
I
guys got a
lost,
really good cleric.
I lost my leg a long time ago. Like, this is totally Australian. I lost my leg a long time ago, and yeah, it ain't coming back. Like, you can just apparently grow yours back. You know? I mean, 300 years is a long time.
Did I know? Would I have noticed that that the wound still seems to be weeping?
You wouldn't have, mainly because Krivik never told,
Okay.
and you never really looked into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll bleed occasionally. We try getting a prosthetic on, and we've got this. She kind of knocks on her leg. We got this thing on it right now, but it's not the most perfect thing in the world.
Can I roll an insight on that?
Sure, yeah.
There it is. Nat one.
Nice.
One of the few things I have
Fair
proficiency in,
enough.
and of course I get a nat one.
Yeah, no, it seems to be.
Seems legit.
It seems legit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the meme? It's like there are if you roll it. Well, if you roll a nat 20 or if nat 1, the DM will always respond. It seems empty. The room
Yeah.
seems empty.
Yeah. Brick, the way I think of it now, Bricks is just kind of stuck on the fact that apparently these people can't regrow limbs.
Just throw it back, loser.
What?
Yeah, no, Bricks is just like scratching his head and it's just like, so you really can't grow back your limbs?
It's not a common thing, you know?
Everybody
Hey,
back in my
most
village
people-
can do it.
Well, maybe your village is and most of the others around the world.
He's now just kind of having existential crisis. He's like gripping his head, looking into the tankard of mead, and
My
with just like
friends.
wide, haunted eyes.
People are different?
Impossible.
And it's about this time that Krivik and Alwyn again.
Yeah,
Like,
you see Bricks looking almost like a morning drunkard, like holding his head, staring into his mead with a look of pain and shock on his face.
The bartender looks at you with a little concern. She looks back at Bricks. He mouths, "Is this normal?"
Kravik's gonna walk up to Bricks, put the bag of flakes on the counter. I have a present for you, Bricks.
He kind of looks over at the bag.
Mood immediately better.
Yeah.
He opens it up and just kind of like lets Bricks, I don't know, just look
Lord
into
it.
it. The herbalist told me that you might like this.
It's
Bricks kinda
dried seaweed.
Yeah, Brooks kind of opens up the bag a little bit, looks inside, kind of grabs a small scoop of it, sticks out his tongue, puts it on top of it. It rolls back in. All of a sudden, his eyes just go wide. He ticks twice, and then he's just gone.
Pulsing. No,
Is he having a seizure?
he's just gone.
Yeah, all you see is the swinging door.
He zoom.
Kravik, like,
I knew it was cocaine.
Kravik like looks at the swinging door and then looks up at Alban and is like, I think he liked it. Yeah, Kravik said, I am feeling a little lightheaded. I think I'm going to go lay down.
Aye, that's your group ain't normal, aren't they?
Kravik
You could say
kind of, yeah, lets Alwyn speak for them. Alwyn's the mascot, clearly. Kravik's gonna go lay down. Yeah.
You're wearing goblin skin. Grant can't talk to people. We got a fish dog thing, and I'm a walking corpse. We're not the most normal fucking group here.
Yeah, Krevik, as you're walking back, Briggs is suddenly back through the door. He's sopping wet once again, and he just like climbs back on top of the counter, sits down, just slowly grabs the bag, puts it inside of his jacket, and just starts drinking the mead.
Is it like all super
Like
suspicious,
normally,
like a
not
little
like-
baggie?
Is he drinking the way this time?
He's drinking it normally, which is even weirder than everything else that just happened. But it's all like incredibly slowly.
Okay.
What is Grant up to?
Well, he's kind of a little bit too embarrassed to go back into the tavern, but he was kind of like during this entire time thinking over like the information they've gotten throughout their journey across the town, and he decided that since Alwyn and Krevik kind of went to go do their own investigation, he would do one too while Brix is chatting with the tavern keeper and kind of went to the blacksmith.
Okay. Which blacksmith? The north one? South?
The south one.
Okay. Yeah. You go to the south one, and it's a large stone building with wrought iron windows, and you see a sign is completely made of iron as well, and it just says grasshopper, as it has an image, like the entire sign is the silhouette of a grasshopper. Yeah. And yeah.
May I look through the window?
You sure can. It seems to be an open building. Like there is no wall on the other side of this window. Just pillars holding up the structure. And to the left, you see an actual like a full building As you can see, it's kind of an L shape.
Yeah.
And in the courtyard, there is a forge that is still running hot, and there seems to be a dwarf man beating away at some a thick ingot of what you can assume is iron, and he's beating away at it, and he's sweating a lot, and wipes away the sweat with some bandages on, which
What?
most blacksmiths have that.
Yeah.
You can think of it more of as a sweat band with bandages, and it doesn't look like it's wrapped too tightly, kept in any kind of pristine condition.
I think I'm going to stealth kind of around the building to where the kind of courtyard thing is.
Yeah, roll me stealth. I was thinking 14, and you rolled it. So yeah. Yeah, no. You walk around the corner, and he's beating away at this ingot. Sparks are flying across the yard and dancing across the stone floor. And in between rings, you hear him yell, "What do you want?"
He kind of Grant kind of backs up a little bit, stays silent to see if he was responding to him.
I know you're around the building. Just tell me what you need.
Oh, he kind of figures out he's been caught and walks forward and asks him whether fuck. What is he making?
Right now, it just seems to be a large ingot that he's pounding. It's getting stretched out. You think it might be a sword, but it's way too early to tell what it's going to be.
How long have you been making this stuff?
I didn't come. He like wipes away some sweat. Clearly, he's been working hard, and he sets down the hammer as the iron gets colder, and says, "Listen, I don't need the chit chat. Tell me what you need. And get out of my hair."
Damn. Grant kind of just does an apologetic gesture, and he's like, "Shit, I didn't think this far ahead." And then he kind of just takes out one of his short swords, and he's like, "How much can you improve this?"
He looks it up and down. Whoever made this is a bad smith. I'll tell you that. He just slinks it back into your sheath.
Grant kind of looks down a little bit because it was it's not like his personal thing. It's kind of like a military basic standard equipment. So he's kind of like,
Well, I can tell you for certain, if you want a sword, I can give you a better one.
How much would they be worth?
That depends. What are you looking for? A saber, short sword.
Just two simple short swords.
Let me check what I got in stock. Do 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 do. All right. He comes out with a sword, and it seems to have like this faint ephemeral glow to it. If you're not looking at it, it doesn't seem to glow, but when you stare directly at it, it tends to just illuminate just a slight bit. And that in and of itself it's made of dwarven design with sharp angular at 45-degree angles and right angles. The hilt is very flat and has a lot of a layered effect to it. It almost looks like a Damascus, but it looks like a very fine sword. It says, "Listen, this is probably worth around 250 gold. It's one of the nicer ones I got.
Let's lower down my budget a little bit. What's the more standard stuff you got?
The more standard stuff, I should preface, the more standard stuff wouldn't functionally be different game mechanics.
Oh. Kind of looks at the sword and he's like, "May I hold it?"
That depends. You gotta pay for it.
No, but I can guarantee I won't run.
Yo, you should ask him. It's like, hey, like I'm about to go on an adventure.
Can I rent this sword?
Can I take this with me? Can I rent this sword? If I like it, can I take it out for a test drive kind of thing? And then I'll pay like half the price now, and then return with it. You have my word, to pay the full price.
Yeah,
And then you never come back.
And never come back.
Basically, can I rent the sword to go die in a dungeon so you never get it back?
Yeah.
It's more like, can I steal, please? Like,
can I steal this?
Can I steal this from you?
Me going up to the Walmart greeter. Can I steal this? Anyways. No.
No.
That's it. That's tragic. He kind of just sighs and just thinks for a little bit and takes note of the shop and all its wares, and then kind of just leaves the blacksmith to do his own thing.
Roll me a quick perception check to see what's around the shop.
Oh.
All right, yeah. No, you've been around your way around weaponry, and especially especially nice weaponry. You saw, when enlisting, you saw probably some of the nicer things upper officers had. What you do notice is that there are +1 arrows and +1 ammunition for wings. There is also a +1 hand crossbow.
He kind of picks up the crossbow and inspects it. And he's like, "How much is for this?"
That I didn't take you for the dexterous sort. That I'd say probably 175, maybe even 200.
Damn. He slowly puts it back, making sure not to break it, and just leaves.
All right, yeah.
What the hell? No, that shit's expensive. Oh god. And he kind of just goes back to the tavern to meet up with everybody. He kind of looks a little sad, but more disappointed than anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you enter to a cracked out Axel. Just in time to see Krevix go upstairs to sleep? Question mark.
Yeah, Briggs is like, as Grant enters, is just like,
Yeah, Alvin's here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of want to turn to you and what happened.
Briggs is like slowly pushing on the counter to turn towards you, mug still in hand, and
This is terrifying.
and the one eye you can see of his is like a fucking strobe light of different colors.
He gave him the axolotl equivalent of fucking
Cocaine, I'm telling you.
We gave him some seaweed, and I guess that does something to him. I'm honestly not sure.
It's
Would in our past travels, Chucky, would I know, or would Grant know any effects like that?
No, except for maybe 1 or 2 chaos effects.
Okay.
But but that's only after casting a spell of some description. Having it be like from fucking a plant
Cocaine.
or something, You have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Oh god. I wordly kind of just try to reach out to Bricks and wave my hand in front of his face, like, "You okay?"
That the hand that was pushing on the counter just slowly lets go, and it slowly curls into a thumbs up.
I think I'm going to sit and make sure he doesn't do anything.
So, are you gonna buy a room for the night? It seems.
Yeah, he kind of puts down the 2 silver and carries Bricks off.
As soon as you like pick up Bricks, he just kind of slides out of your hands.
There's a splat on the floor, an audible splat.
Are you like a sticky hand, like the splat?
Yes, it's a sticky hand splat. And at this point, the mug is empty. He kind of looks at the fucking
the fish
stool.
crossfaded.
Yo, what the fish?
He's looking at the stool. He's just like, I'm not doing that shit. The kind of look. He reaches up, puts the mug on like a table that's nearby, and it's just that very slow walk out the door.
I think I'm just gonna pick him up and just. I know where you're going. You're gonna go back to the barrel. I'm just gonna place him in there and then go into my own room.
As soon as he's back in the barrel, like, it's back to the zoomies.
Oh god! So he's like like a whirlpool inside.
Yeah, all you see is a pink and black blur as the barrel is like slowly rocking.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
like
dealing with
to
that
imagine-
shit.
I
Just walk away immediately.
Grant just puts the lid back on the barrel.
Yeah, just well.
Yeah, no. Let's go to Krevik. I think. No, Alwyn's still in the tavern proper. Krevik, you went back upstairs real quick. Yes.
Yeah, I went back into my room.
Okay. I should say it is still like maybe 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I got an interesting
You don't want to
idea.
move.
So that the disease, does it take place the day that I contract it?
It'll take place once you rest.
Oh, okay. It's in the middle of the day.
Let's see. What else is it? You know that one of the drawers in the desk would.
Yeah. That's actually something that I wanted to get to.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to pick the lock.
Okay. Yeah. You have thieves' tools, right?
I do.
That's something that you have. You can roll that.
Poggers. I didn't write it down, but that's okay. Hold on. Give me one
Just
second.
like Dex plus proficiency, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me one real quick second. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Fuck.
Yeah. No. You're jiggling it around, and you're pretty new to the whole like picking locks thing. You only really used it for basic survival needs, and that wasn't really super necessary all the time. So you jiggle it in there, and you feel if you were to continue, you might break the lock, but you also might open it.
If I spent like a long time to just like sit there and really like methodically open the lock, would you let me do that? Like,
you
I'm not
still need to.
time.
So you'd still need to roll, regardless. But yes, you can, because the thing about picking locks is, unlike other skills, picking locks just the DC increases the fail. Yeah.
Well, worst case scenario, I could just break it, I guess. Property damage.
Woo!
Yeah. Well, yep. We'll lockpick it again. 15.
Beat it.
Hey. Whoa.
You have a +4.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, yeah, no. You feel the strain on your tools. They start to bend, and you hear maybe a little bit of a creak as the metal bends a little bit, but you manage to pull the rake in the right direction. Just get that lock to pop open, and you hear a little click noise as you've unlocked the drawer to this desk.
I open the desk.
Okay. Inside is a small coin purse and a journal with a leather back.
When I I look at the coin purse, how much is in it?
You look through it, about 12 gold.
Oh, okay. I'll take it. Thanks. To whoever left that here. The stupid fucking idiot, the dummy stupid head. The
I wanna
ignorance
know why.
guy.
Smelly boy.
And then I want to read the journal because I obviously have no regard for this person at all.
What what languages do you know?
Let me check real quick. I know Common, Dwarvish, Orcish, Druidic, and Thieves' Cant.
Okay. This is an Elvish.
Ah, perfect.
Okay. I pocket the book. Close
Yeah.
close the desk drawer.
Mhm.
Relock it.
How are you going to relock it?
I reverse lockpick it.
That's not a thing, Chief.
How is that? Okay, wait. Okay. How now? Again, this is totally just my lack of understanding of like lockpicking and locks. But if I can put my things in there and turn it one direction, how can I not put my things in there and turn it the other direction?
Well, I guess you can, but it's not very intuitive because the leverage bar it like works in one direction. You need to pull on it because there's a established right hand turn action to unlock something. Regardless of where you go, a leverage bar is meant to go in that direction, not the other one. You'd end up pulling the leverage bar out.
Okay, I got a even more interesting idea.
Okay.
So, I have a cantrip, right, called Primal Savagery, and it gives me acid claws, and I'm wondering if I could stick one of my acid claws in there, melt the inside of the lock, and just make it so that nobody can open it, so nobody knows I stole it from it.
You can sure try, yeah.
That's okay.
Roll an
I don't-
attack against this lock.
No,
Okay.
one
Cool.
steps
The lock
Yeah, 'cause I'm
wins.
thinking, it's like what would you roll for this? You know, and I'm thinking like what makes sense, but I guess that makes sense as anything else.
Yeah,
Because you're using that spell, and it specifically tells
Yeah.
you to attack.
yeah, make a
That's
melee
true,
spell
yeah.
attack.
It's true, yeah.
You can just click on the spell. Yep, there you go.
14.
Nice.
Do I get my sneak attack?
Sure, yeah, if that's what you do.
Lock saw it coming.
Okay, yeah. You stick your claw in, like your hand has an extension of one of the nails. It becomes more
That's
tight
probably- it looks
and
like almost
solid.
It almost
Yeah,
looks like a cat that
Oh,
pops out of my face.
almost like a cat claw, and you stick your claw in there and just yank down, and you hear a pop, and you see a bit of dripping on the floor. It seems fine, and as you pull it back out with 12 damage, you pull the lock mechanism out of the drawer itself.
Can I
Well,
make can I put it back in?
Sure, yeah.
Oh.
Uh,
He just like slides it back in and is like he just kind of shrugs and is like,
You
Well,
push it back in, and it you push it back in, and it just tink, just falls to the bottom of the drawer itself.
Nobody will ever know.
Krevix yeah, for the time being, Krevik takes off the cloak and like drapes it over the desk, but like in front of the lock, so if somebody walks in, no one can tell. Anyways, yeah, Krevik's gonna walk back downstairs and find Alwyn.
I'm just gonna let you know that the lock had 10 hit points.
Okay, I wasn't meaning to like do a shitload of damage to it. I thought like I just thought it's like I thought it was like non-lethal damage.
Yeah, no, I get it, but in the same way with non-lethal damage, it doesn't necessarily mean like saying non-lethal damage means I'm not going to kill them, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be
alive,
unharmed, alive. It mechanically, like how non-lethal damage works is you're knocking them unconscious. That doesn't mean that they're stable, right?
Yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, Kravik's gonna find Alwyn.
Okay, yeah. I think a majority of them, Alwyn and Grant, are sitting in the tavern right now.
Yeah, he walks over to Alwyn, kind of like leans over and says, "What languages do you speak?"
The languages I speak?
Yes.
I speak Common, Dwarvish, and Goblin.
He looks over at Grant. Grant, what languages do you speak?
He pauses for a little bit. Just kind of you could see visible like not sweat but just a look before like
because
just listening.
You didn't write it on your character sheet.
No. I actually wrote it. I wrote it.
Okay,
this is for a different reason. And then he's like, "Well, I can speak Common and Elvish."
Krevik, like, you can't, like, he smiles underneath his mask, and you can't see that he's smiling, but you do see that the mask, like, folds and, like, bends and, like, makes squishy noises. As like,
I think he just backs away a little bit. He just kind of scoots back. Just,
Wrong
He says-
answer. Pulls out a gun.
Grant, that is good. You are a resource, a useful resource. Do you think you could help me, transcribe something?
Yes, and he kind of just like reaches his hand out to, like, gesture for him to pass whatever he wants.
He kind of like points his head upstairs and says, "Follow me." And Kravik's gonna go upstairs to the room.
Yeah, follow, but at a distance because that's just creepy.
Krevik, Krevik takes you upstairs to the room, and then once you're inside, he hands you the the notebook and says, "Read this to me."
All right, and then he just opens the book and just like I just scan through the pages first.
Grant, the first thing that really stands out to you, most of it is nonsense. Like, grammatically, everything's correct. It seems to be encoded in a way. If you want to crack that code, make me an intelligence check.
All right, I shall.
Hey, big smart.
You start to like understand some of it. Like you can pick out a couple words that have been encoded, but for most of this, it seems like so you can pick out like a couple, like the words.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what
The
words I like figure out.
The words that really pop out to you right now is the words stone and muncher.
Huh?
Oh.
and you can
What'd you call
vaguely equate that to mean Morven, and you can sort of
Ah, I see. They're racist.
and the other ones that you kind of pick out are it seems to be in numbers mostly, and you pretty much equate those to being dates.
Dates.
Yeah. As recent as about 2.5 weeks ago.
That's. I kind of like furrow my eyebrows, kind of like confused on the wording of most of it, and then just kind of glance up at the weird goblin mask man that is standing above me or standing next to me, and be like, "I give me more time with this. Something doesn't seem right about it."
Okay. One last thing, Grant. And he looks at you and he gets close and he stares at you in the eyes and he says, "Do not tell anybody that you have that.
Okay.
Outside of our no. Just keep it to yourself for now.
Right.
You can tell
kinda-
all women breaks, but no one else."
I understand. He kind of just starts slowly leaning more back, trying to get more distance between him and his face.
Hey, Bricks isn't off. Watch out.
Well, Alwyn,
Like gets really close into your face like one last time and squints a little bit, and then he just walks out of the room without saying anything.
Alwyn, about this
deep
time,
breath, like-
Brix comes stumbling back into the tavern.
God.
He just kind of looks up at you a little dazed, just like, what happened?
Oh god. But yeah, basically while everybody's doing their own thing, I'm gonna be trying to like crack the code and study it more.
Okay. Yeah. You can take 4 hours to roll again, just studying this.
Yeah.
You can roll with advantage if you give it 8 hours. So a full long.
So like a long rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably do that. Just kind of chill.
Okay.
It seems pretty important, so.
Okay. Yeah. What is Brix up to?
Like I just said, he just stumbled back into the tavern. He just kind of looks up at Alwyn and it's just like, what happened?
You're better now? Already?
He's just kind of looking at you confused, just like, what do you mean?
You don't remember the seaweed you ate and the little out-state trip you had?
The last thing I remember was sitting here with this lovely lady drinking some mead.
This lovely lady.
Your body was definitely
Okay,
here,
Briggs,
but
let's get it.
Your mind was somewhere. Your mind was somewhere else. I'm gonna be honest with you.
This paladin just really said, "I'm gonna keep it real cheap."
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Yeah, no, Brix is just staring at you in complete and utter confusion.
I see. Just well, get to bed. We can talk about it more in the morning.
But it's like 5:30, and I'm hungry.
Is it like 5:30?
Aaron?
He's lying.
Silence. Our DM has died.
He's dead.
Can you not
I
hear
asked
me?
what time it is.
No.
Wait, you guys can't hear me?
Now we
Now
can.
We can now, but we couldn't
What
before.
the hell?
I heard a
Okay.
click as if somebody was muting their mic, and I couldn't hear you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, what time
Well-
is it?
Like I said, like 3 times that you guys couldn't hear apparently. Yes, it's probably around 5:30.
Oh. Well, turning in early can really rejuvenate the body, especially after that.
Brix is looking at you
Little boys need their sleep.
Brix is looking at you with like one eye bulging and the other tiny, and he says, I want my food.
You can eat, but then go to bed. You know, they say that if you sleep long enough and go to bed early, you actually get taller. Trust me. I mean, look
I'm
at
the
me.
tallest in my
I sleep a
tribe.
lot.
Oh.
You're what now?
It's about this time that traffic around the tavern starts to pick up. And people are receiving meals, and it seems to only be like 15 copper.
I would like a kid's meal.
10 copper for a kid's meal.
Brooks gets the adult meal and he scarfs it all down.
Holy shit. I imagine that like a Pac-Man Pac-Man mouth open.
Wah, wah, wah.
No, it's like a Pez dispenser. Like, literally, the top head of
Oh,
his jaw
God.
just
Unhinged
opens at a
his
90-degree angle. He picks up the plate, dumps it all into his mouth, and it shuts closed.
There was like a
Like
full
that
chicken
thing.
leg there, too.
God.
Yeah,
Bone.
just like, it snaps closed. 5 seconds later, every, like, bone pops out of his mouth. And he just kind of leans back and goes, ah.
Oh, Sean, I didn't see those texts.
Oh yeah, no, it's no problem. You can address that whenever you want.
I should also remind you, Krivix dies, he's skinned.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Good to know. But we can talk about that later, okay? Yeah, Krevik. Also, question. When applicable, do you think I can get intimidation bonuses wearing the goblin skin? Just
I don't know
you know,
if I'd find it intimidating as
It's
much as I'd find you as, like, the equivalent to a person wearing a gimp mask.
Yeah.
Like,
Listen,
not
if a person wearing a
intimidating.
gift mask rolls up on me out of an alleyway, you bet I'm fucking terrified. Gimp
To me-
mask and a baseball bat? That's a Friday night attire.
To me, that's not intimidating as much as it is.
Creepy.
This guy's kind of a freak.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Never mind. Oh. Where were we?
Bricks just kind of looks. I'm guessing it's just Alwyn and Krevik here.
Yeah, I
Grant,
just kind
are
of
you
went
down?
down for that meal and just brought it back up to my room real quick. Like, I didn't pay attention to anybody
I figure since you're like in the middle of getting that cracked.
carrying this.
So Bricks just kind of looks at Krevik and Alwyn and is just like, so, what are we doing next?
I think the next step in our plan might be to. He looks around. Is anybody near us or paying attention to us?
No. Tavella, it seems to be at the other calling out to the other bardsmaids and waiters and telling them where they need to be, and also serving the patrons who are itself.
And then he leans into Bricks and he says, "We need to figure out what the fuck is going on. Something fishy, something strange is going on."
Bricks just kind of gives you a bit of a
No
sly
offense.
smile before just like
That's racist.
before he
Was
just
that a
kind of like
microaggression?
before he kind of like leans back a little bit more, and he's like kind of he kind of has his tail in front of him, and he's kind of like fanning out the fins on it. He goes, "Well, we heard that the guy went east."
Well, we know that, but I think I asked the woman at the herbalist shop if there are any ruins around here, and she lied to me. I'm thinking that maybe there might be, some dwarven ruins nearby that he headed to. But something tells me that they don't want us to know about them, and I think that may be related to their wounds. The herbalist shop woman was wounded as well as everyone else we've seen.
Well, here's something to think about. If there is supposed to be some sort of, ruin or whatever nearby, but they don't want us to know about it. They told us the guy went east.
Yes, that's something. We can at least have something to go off of. I don't know.
The question remains, though, is him going east the truth?
Krevin
I'm
can
thinking-
confirm that it is the truth.
I
Well,
think
Brooks
that they
doesn't
are
know
telling
that,
the
so
truth.
he's just
Yeah.
based on his knowledge, he's posing a question.
I think that they are telling the truth. I think that they are telling the truth about him going east. I don't think they would lie about that. However, I think that there is much more being concealed here that we must get to the bottom of.
Well, I say we head east to start.
Maybe. I wish to consult with the others. Maybe they have an idea. Because if we can get more information out of this town, that would be preferable. I don't like going into the dark, you know?
Look, I don't think we're gonna get much else out of this place. If they're all as skittish as you say, there's a reason behind it. And until that reason is gone, I don't think anybody's gonna talk.
Well,
It's like having a
maybe we
predator
can-
looking down your throat, looking down your cave entrance.
Looking down your throat.
Hey yo,
Weirdly-
pause.
weirdly,
Jaguar stalking me. Also my dentist.
a weirdly
Flossing.
weirdly fitting euphemism. Maybe there is something actually wrong and they don't want to tell us for some reason. And maybe we can offer to help them, you know. Maybe there is a little bit of humanitarian good to be done here.
If you're a creature getting stalked by a predator, what is your first thought?
Escape. If I cannot fight.
Escape or self-preservation?
Exactly.
Like
I'm
me.
saying we feed into
This
that
tale is attached
self-preservation.
multiple times in the sake of self-preservation.
Huh? Wait, what?
Oh, hey yo.
Somebody
Listen, I'm
steps on
saying-
it. Somebody
It
steps on
it just makes a
Yeah, no, it's like a fucking Lego piece popping off.
yeah.
Listen, I'm saying that maybe we could help these people. And maybe in turn they will help us. I
Maybe
don't.
you can, but that's not what we're here for, though.
Well, it's a, how do you say? They scratch our back, we scratch theirs. They help us do our job as efficiently as possible, and we do them a favor. I'm not saying that this is the ultimatum. I understand that speed is of the essence. And so, maybe going directly east isn't a terrible idea, but I'm just saying we should entertain the idea of helping them.
I want to help these people as much as you. But the biggest thing we have to worry about is getting this guy back. Because
I agree.
the more time we spend here, the more likely he ends up dead.
I agree. But we also do not want to be dead in the process. Let's. Are Alwyn and Grant there?
Alwyn is
I'm-
Grant is
I'm-
upstairs.
I'm still
Okay.
studying the thing.
Let's. He looks over at Alwyn and kind of like looks over at Bricks and says, "Let's go upstairs and talk this over, all four of us."
Brooks like gets up, his stomach bulging, and he just kind of like waddles towards the stairs. He takes one look at them, and then he just looks up at Alwyn.
Fuck. All right. Alwyn's just gonna pick up. Wait, why is he going to the stairs?
Because their rooms are upstairs.
So we're taking the conversation to the stairs.
We're taking them to Grant.
So all four of us can talk.
Okay. Well,
Also, I
in that
would have bought a meal, just so you know.
Bricks is gonna get fat if everybody just carries him everywhere.
He can't climb the stairs,
How
man.
do you swim? Wait, we let him swim.
Yeah,
Kevik
plus
would've
he
bought a
burned
meal.
a shit ton of calories swimming
Kevik
around in
would
that
what? I'm
bucket for
sorry.
30
Would have
minutes.
bought a meal to eat for the night.
Okay, yeah, it's just 15 copper. Yeah.
Alwyn wouldn't have, just so you know.
And yeah,
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Fuck if your character knows.
I don't know. I just think
yeah.
you're fucking weird.
Alan's gonna pick up bricks and take them upstairs.
Yeah,
This is our catch
Krevik,
from the
goes
day.
up. Grant, you have your own room, right?
Yes.
Krevik knocks on the door.
As a teenager getting caught with something, he immediately slams the book down. Like, well, Sam slams the book closed. and it like walks and opens his door.
Like fucking slamming a laptop lid closed.
Yeah, basically.
Krevik says, kind of like leans against the door frame a little bit and says, I think we need a team meeting to talk about what we should do next.
Oh, and he just opens the door and lets him in real quick.
Krevik walks in.
Wait, do I see the fat bricks?
Yes.
Yes,
I
you
just
will.
gotta just look at him for a little bit and then go back to kind of try to study the book more.
Krevik stands up and says, okay, now that we are all here, I think that it is time that we address the elephant in the room. The Minotaur in the room, because we are in D&D. There is
Deluxe Sadad.
What's
a
D&D?
deluxe. Your mother. No, he
Your
says,
mother.
okay, it is clear that the inhabitants of this town are lying to us. And I think that there is something greater going on.
I did find it strange that they all have wounds, but
Exactly.
I don't understand if they were from the same thing, because they all had different stories.
And I think they were lying. They lied to us, each and every one of them, about where their wounds came from. So, something tells me that there is something big and fishy going on. Sorry, big and strange.
A big fish bricks. Sorry.
Sorry.
Rix is just kind of like he's leaning against like the wall where the window is, and he's just like, I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I don't. I don't understand how these people here can't just regrow their limbs. Like
He's
that's
having an
weird to me.
existential crisis.
I think that there is a
That's a normal thing, Briggs.
the woman at the herbalist shop told me that there was no ruins in this area, and I got that feeling in my gut. I could just tell that she was lying, which means that there probably is ruins in this area, maybe out east. I wish we could learn more, but I don't know if we could learn more through.
The people.
He looks over at Alwyn. Peaceful means. I don't mean. I don't mean overtly violent. Obviously, I just mean, forceful. Perfect sounds like a villain. I'm realizing, like, as I'm doing this voice and everything, and like, I feel
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Guys.
The guy wearing a goblin skin
mask,
Rafa
like, I feel like
What?
I feel like a Disney villain right now.
Are
Yeah,
we
no.
the bad
Brix is
guys?
just kind of like looking at you like, but that is the same thing.
Oh wait, what is the same thing?
Violence and forcefulness.
Oh,
Not necessarily.
there is a
Have to
big
be more-
difference between being violent and forceful.
But-
Being violent entails harm. Being forceful, that entitles being mean.
But being mean is being emotionally or mentally harmful to a person.
What are you, a liberal? I'm fine.
I think at that moment we all just collectively stare at Bricks and just like bruh. Is this guy
Listen.
serious?
You know what else is emotionally abusive? Lying. That is very, very emotionally abusive.
He says he trying to cope
Brix
with
is
what
like
he's about
looking
to
at
do.
Brix is looking at you like,
But they are trying to not die. As far as we can tell.
you might be right. And we are also trying to keep people from not dying.
Brooks is just sitting here, just like, oh my god, we're never gonna see eye to eye on this.
Listen, we can come to an agreement on this, Bricks. Now, if you want to head directly out east, that's fine. We can do that. And he looks around the room. But I don't like the idea of going out there without an idea of what's going on. I don't like the idea of going out there without knowing what could be out there hunting us, or Mr. Belfane. So, we can either go out there east, find him, and whatever may be the trouble. Or we could try a more direct approach with getting information out of the town. And maybe go out there with a better idea of what we're dealing with.
We've talked to pretty much everybody, though. Who else could we talk to?
Krevik kind of like again, you can't see it, but like he kind of like smiles a little bit underneath his mask. We have talked to everybody as friends.
Ominous. Just
He doesn't.
Flash cut to Gallows and Krevik's hanging from him.
Waterboarding. I think that there is again, I don't like it. But people's lives are in the balance, and if we don't get information, what is the alternative?
I think
Going out
there's
in the dark.
one more way to get information.
Yeah?
And I think what we have to do is we ask people about other stories.
What do you mean?
Catch him in a lie.
Grant kind of just like closes the book and just like turns to the group. What I mean is, we need to ask, let's say, the tavern keeper about the blacksmith story. We need to make sure that everybody's tales line up.
Maybe taking a more cerebral approach is the appropriate way. Perhaps we do not have to be forceful or direct. Maybe we just need to be smart with our words.
Grant kind of just like nods to whatever Krivik just said and just turns back to his book.
I am not the one who is good at, being smooth talking or concise.
Being smart. Oh god.
Let's be honest here. I don't think any of us are particularly smart.
Well, I think we are all smart in our own ways. Let me say that.
Who does have the highest intelligence, by the way? I'm
I
14.
don't know. Mine is a 7.
I think it's you, Grant.
Oh wait, I'm
Yeah.
just awkward.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Grant?
What's my intelligence score? It's 14.
Yeah. I'm also 14, so it's me and
so
Grant.
you're smartest. Okay.
Krivik says, I am not the best at using my words to solve problems. Normally, I either run away from my problems or kill them. Or, something in between.
You should have seen the tax agency. Absolute bloodbath.
You should have seen what they sent after me.
You
People
should have
just think
seen
I'm
child
cute.
support. Yes.
I
Which
don't
is
care
an
what
asset
they send.
in-
I'm not paying taxes.
I think that maybe we find the person who is most likely to crack under pressure. And we corner them and we ask them. We try and make them stay consistent in their storytelling. And if they slip up, we pressure them on it. Alwyn. He looks over at Alwyn.
Yep.
You are incredibly scary.
as the guy with the goblin mask.
We are going to use that to our advantage.
Sounds good to me.
Now,
Should we play good cop, bad cop with Bricks Alwyn?
I love that
I
idea.
don't know. I
Actually.
think bricks could get pretty scary too.
I mean, yeah, but he's
Well,
also
I'm talking on the.
I'd like to think as Alwyn says that, there's just a like half translucent semi-imposed bricks with that evil smile and 2 instances of dragon's breath in his hands.
It's good cop, bad cop, but you think Bricks was the good cop, but he's the bad cop.
Bricks can be scary in his own right, but more destructive, and that's the issue. Alwyn is scary without being destructive. He just is scary. It's just like his default mode. He just can't turn it off.
People just tend to think I'm cute until I start casting spells.
You are cute until you accidentally level a city.
Hey, I've only
God.
done that 6 times.
7.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that was
Well,
a hovel and
I
you
heard-
know it.
It was 7.
It was a hovel.
I-
That was not even a town.
I say, maybe we check out the herbalist, and she seemed the small mousy. Well, actually, now that I think about it, she seemed to have no problem with these goblin mask. So I don't know. Most people find this pretty creepy, pretty weird.
Yeah,
She didn't seem
I just kind of scoot away a little bit.
She also might have brain damage, so she might not have like processed fear the same. So maybe we should try out.
Maybe she got a little bit of a.
Pravik, these are also dwarves.
Yeah, dwarves are sturdy folk. What are dwarves scared of? Krivik snaps his fingers. What if we hold their alcohol supply hostage?
That will make them that will make them angry, not scared.
Um,
And you don't want a dwarf angry. at you.
Bricks knows from experience.
No, Bricks does know from experience. He turned all the alcohol in the area into vinegar.
Water.
Oh no!
Oh god.
Yeah, no, he
Perfect.
like when
Perfect,
Bricks
please.
says that he has a haunted face. He's like,
You don't get between a dwarf and its alcohol. Never.
I like to think that this like resulted in burning of a town after riots broke out.
Yeah, it's just mass rioting.
yeah, that
Oh,
that
Bricks
was
lose.
that was village number 6.
God.
But yeah, no, Bricks is just sitting there like completely and utterly like horror-stricken face, and just repeating over and over, don't get between a dwarf and its alcohol. Don't get between a dwarf and its alcohol. Don't get between a dwarf and its
Okay.
alcohol.
Oh, he's
All work and no play makes Bricks go crazy.
I'm just spitballing ideas, okay?
What
I don't know.
concerns
Maybe
me
it is best that we just head out east.
he kind of just Grant like holds his hand up again and just taps the journal. He's like, "Why is this in Elvish?"
It could have been an elf.
Yeah,
What is
but-
an elf doing in dwarf territory? Isn't that how you get hate crimes? What does
The
the race
dwarf
of the
is an
daughter? What was the race of the daughter? Elf.
She was completely human, although she did specify that her father was. She specified that her father wasn't birth father.
Okay.
Maybe Mr. Brownflame is an elf.
Hmm.
Fuck. We should have asked.
Yeah, fuck. We don't know what your dad looks like, but we're gonna find it.
There was,
That's a good
she
question.
gave you a. I specifically said that she gave you a piece of paper with his description on it.
Wait,
and
what
none of
the-
you,
Oh, none of us
wait,
looked at it.
regarded it. You were just like,
Good point. I
Cool.
completely forgot
Moving
about
on.
that. Can we look at it? Can we look at it? What is his description?
he
A
is.
clue.
He's a tall elven man. He's a tall elven man with a large bushy mustache.
Guys,
and,
guys, I
there
found
is-
it. I totally found it in the journal. Holy shit.
Okay.
Brooks is
yeah,
now
no.
sitting there just like, we're all dumbasses. I hope you know
I
that.
think we just. I just have a deadpan look as I stare at the paper.
Bum, 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 ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Kravik says, I guess something tells me that this was possibly owned by. Oh yes, that's perfect. I found a sum of gold sum of gold inside the drawer next to this, and I plan on giving it back to him.
Yeah.
Kravik lies.
Brooks
no.
is just looking at you, like, just that stone face, like, half tilted head, just like, uh-huh.
Yep, sure.
I found it in the drawer in my room, and
That I
I
don't
picked
doubt.
the lock. And
Well, if
I think that the answer lies in that journal. If we can decipher it, and then figure out where he went and what he was doing, then we don't need to interrogate anybody.
I think we just need a rest, and I should be able to get this down by the morning.
Okay. Fine. Kravik's gonna leave and go to his room without saying anything else.
Okay, yeah. Is there anything that any of you want to do before going to bed?
I wanna... Yeah, no. Nothing else.
Yeah, I think Brooks is good.
I
He-
want to make that.
As Brooks leaves, he gets to the stairwell. He just kind of looks at it for a second before he just kind of lays on his side and just rolls down like a basketball. Boing, 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 boing. And just fucking bounces out the door.
The fuck?
Can we just talk about
Did
how
you
we
guys
have...
Did you guys close the door?
Bricks would have on his way out.
Oh, okay, I was about to make a Grant just super pissed that he like nobody closed it.
No, Bricks would have on his way out. But no.
Okay.
Like, can we just talk about how the fact that we have 3, like, very broody characters and then Bricks?
Grant's not
Grant
broody.
isn't broody. Grant isn't broody, but Alwyn and Kravik definitely are.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 2 broody and 1 socially awkward.
I just prefer not to talk, dude. Combat. You don't need to talk to people, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna say something, and I have no idea if this is true for everyone else's character, but I'm 100% sure this is true for Kravik. I think everyone in the party is a virgin. I don't know. I can't posit anything, but I think everyone in the party is a virgin.
I mean, Alan had
Past
a
life?
wife, so
Oh well,
Mr. Pussy Slayer over here.
I'm still a little hung up on Grant saying something to the effect of I don't need to speak to kill people.
Yeah, no. Bricks just doesn't care.
don't care.
I
Didn't
don't
have
believe
plus ratio.
axolotls can reproduce. They don't have sex organs, I don't think.
No, they can't.
Through mitosis.
Yeah?
yeah, they
I'm
can,
almost
yeah.
100% sure.
The species that stay axolotls, like the actual axolotl species, yes, they can. But you know,
A brick
if they're not
axolotl, you gotta
in the
like
right-
magic that shit.
if they're not in like the right their home lake or the right environment, then they just become salamanders. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like, they can reproduce. It just has to be in the certain conditions in order for them to stay axolotls.
Ew.
Look at him.
So yeah, very likely if
My
Bricks
man.
were to ever have children, they would be salamanders.
Yeah.
Unless he's back home, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which that's if he ever makes it home before
If he
being
ever makes
smited.
it up. She hit there.
Kravik's gonna go to sleep.
Okay.
Takes off the mask, slaps it on his nightstand.
It's like a wet sound.
It makes like a plap, you know the weighted monkeys,
Like a
the
meat
weighted
sound?
monkey thing that you like from the TikToks that you could like drop and it makes that really loud wet slap noise. That's the sound it makes.
Oh,
Oh god.
I'm in hell.
Krevik is just a fucking eldritch horror as a person.
He couldn't have just chosen the goblin skull. No,
I live for the aesthetic.
too much.
I'm gonna die for the aesthetic.
Yeah. Alwyn's gonna make sure. Like, do the doors have locks on them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can check.
Can I check then?
Yeah, there you were given a key when you headed up to your room.
Hey, just making
So
sure.
yes, they do lock.
All right. Alwyn's gonna lock the door, and then he's gonna, for once in his life, now they're in a private room, actually remove his armor to go to bed, or I guess lay down.
Naughty, you're teasing me.
to lay down, I guess, not so they go to sleep.
Oh, wow, Alwyn, nice cock.
Whoa, nice cock.
Whoa, whoa, the meth's kicking in.
The fish flicks are hitting me different.
By the way, Aaron,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Bubba like sit on top of the tavern, and since he can telepathically communicate with me, if at any point somebody comes to the barrels, I'm gonna have him wake me up.
Enemy drone.
Okay. That's the specific condition.
Yeah, if anybody comes like anywhere near the barrels, like probably within like a 20-foot radius of the barrels, I want him to wake Bricks up.
Okay. Yeah.
Which, well,
Somebody walks out the tavern, immediately just flies at him.
Well, the barrels are out back, so
Yeah.
30 feet. So. Have you ever heard the expression "shooting fish in a barrel"?
Oh no!
No.
Duh, duh, duh.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So everybody's going to bed. Real quick, what's Bubba's passive perception?
fuck, hold on. Let me pull up an Al's
Intelligence
stats.
score.
Better yet is something I feel like might be worth asking. Is Bubba hidden or stealthed?
He said he's sitting on top of the tavern, so I don't believe so.
I mean, it's not like he would really need to, being like just casually sitting on top of the tavern. Because I don't think anybody would look up very much.
Comical
Fair
large.
enough. Yeah.
Let's see.
You know, so this is really fucking random. That rule, like, wow, you know, nobody ever seems to like look up, like you know, like I heard that the first time I ever heard that was like in a My Little Pony fan fiction about a
What?
dude who was hunting
Hey, yeah.
like the main characters of My Little Pony and was just
Okay.
like beating, he wasn't even killing them. He was like just beating the shit out of them. And like it was like a weird like it was written like a shonen anime. I don't know, it was weird.
Bubba's passive perception would be a 13.
Okay. Good to know.
Yep.
Bricks dies. Yeah,
Bricks.
sorry.
We find his body belly up in the barrel.
No, no, Brick.
No. All that happens is you open up the barrel.
Water.
The barrel. You open up the barrel the next morning, and instead of an axolotl, you see a salamander, like a salamander lizard folk.
Oh
He's
no!
like, hey guys, Bricks, and Krab's like, no, Bricks, where'd you go? What'd you do with Bricks, you stinky bastard?
Where is he?
Where is
You get the shit kicked out of you because none of us
We're
recognize
all
you.
like interrogating Bricks. It's just like a slightly different color because we have the object permanence of toddlers.
What did you do to him?
Okay. So- all right. Grant and Bubba, since you two are awake,
And Bubba. Ooh.
and Bubba. Yeah, no, that's what I said. Bubba and Grant. Grant, you fortunately are. Your room is facing inwards towards town. Bubba also notices this. I don't know if it would be noteworthy enough to wake up Bricks, mainly because it's not to the specific parameters. Nobody's coming up within 20.
Yeah.
But as night drags on, it gets late. The rain begins to pick up a little bit. And you, Grant, with your, 14 passive perception? 13 passive perception?
It is
13 passive perception.
yeah.
You two, both Bella and Grant both notice that while most of the lights in town have gone out and it's a dark night, some lights do come out of the town in random intervals and tend to circle. From this angle, it looks just to be church. And Krivik, you're facing the complete opposite here to see that. But what you do notice, out east, you do see a couple lights as you just wake up in the middle of the night, as you want to check for predators real quick, going back to sleep.
Just a force of habit.
Yeah,
I imagine it.
Yeah. That's why I got the alert feed. Kravik, kind of like. So I see the. Describe the lights to me one more time. I'm sorry.
They're very faint. It looks like it flickers, but that may just be rain, and it's very difficult for you to. But you get the feeling that it might be torchlight of some.
Perfectly. Sits up. And Alwyn is Alwyn in the room next to me?
I don't know. Did he pay for a room?
Wait, were we not sharing? Wait, how many beds are in each room?
There were
One.
3 rooms available.
Yeah.
Grant
We all
took
bought
one
one.
to himself. Krivik bought one.
Well,
I
in
don't
that
know
case,
if you- what?
yes, I bought my own room. I didn't know how many bed. I thought I'm used to sharing beds in sharing like rooms in D&D. So yeah, I bought my own room
Okay, yeah, that's 2 silver. Night.
before. I was just gonna say I bought it at the same time as Krevik.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I that's what I assumed happened.
You
Yeah.
said 15
I want
copper or
to-
15 silver?
It's
2.
just 2.
2 silver?
It's much cheaper than in the city.
2 silver. Got it.
Kravik sits up on his bed, kind of like stands up and is kind of like in like a crouched position. And I reach over and I want to bang on the wall to Alwyn's room, kind of like dun 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 dun, like kind of like just like a I don't know,
The classic nod.
little rhythmic pattern.
Oh shit.
Wake
Okay.
him up.
Alwyn's gonna sit up, and he's gonna quickly wait. How long does it take to put on heavy armor? Again, like 30
An hour.
It
minutes.
takes a minute.
Oh,
It's a minute to equip and disrobe.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna like throw on some common clothes I have and like a little like almost like a burlap sack mask type deal
I
that
was
I have
thinking you just wear just the helmet.
with like eye hole. Oh, no, he has to cover his whole body, champ.
Y'all are a bunch of freaks. How would you react to seeing a very gaunt man with a burlap sack over his face look
Hey.
at you
and
Walking
gloves.
next to a guy
in the
with a
middle
goblin
of
mask.
the night?
And gloves, and he's gonna because he's on the other side of the door, so he's gonna like completely cover himself, burlap sack type mask with the eye holes cut into it. He's gonna unlock the door and like peek out to see who it is. He's gonna,
Kravik,
Krevik.
Yeah. Kravik is put
What
on
do
the,
you need?
the goblin mask, and he says, "It seems like there are torchlights out on the town.
Dude, you guys look like serial killers.
Krivik,
We are killers.
you are
No.
you only saw lights out east. You didn't see anything in town. Your window is opposite direction from towards the town.
Oh, okay. I saw lights out east. Seems like torchlight.
Do you think it's Belthane?
Might be. Let's wake up the others.
All
Just gonna go over to
let me
Grant's room.
Get dressed.
On Grant's door.
Gonna go and check. Open the door. Kind of looking. He's kind of still looking towards the window, like confused.
Well, do the doors open in or out?
They open out into the hallway.
Previx kind of like, like right next to the door, and when you open it, he's like right there in the crack. And,
I lose
so
my
you
fucking
just-
mind.
You just open it, and Previx right there, and he says, "Do you see the lights?"
Holy shit! What are you talking about? The ones in the town?
Yes.
No, you're
No.
not. You're talking about the
No.
ones east.
I'm talking about the ones out the east.
There's. Hold on, and then he kind of like
The
runs.
town?
Yeah, I think we switched spots.
You switch spot.
Yeah, we just like I look out Krevic's window, he looks up mine. Oh shit!
No shit. Comes back to meet you. Says, it seems like there's some sort of activity going on.
Maybe
So there's torchlight in the town, and then there's torchlight out east. Right, Aaron? Aaron.
We can't hear him again. Give it a second.
Aaron.
Willow, Willow.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, Ron. Hey, yo.
Oh no. The world begins to collapse around us. Bubba, I will miss
What's
you.
happening?
Willow,
Bricks, what did you
I
do?
love you.
I made the
What's
moon
that?
explode 5 times over.
I'm pissing on the moon.
And the you guys have 24 hours before the piss droplets hit the earth. Now get out of my face before I piss on you too.
Jesus Christ. Damn, Aaron really did die.
This time, yeah.
It's okay. It happens. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, it really does. You know the rules, and so do I.
Internet really do be shitting sometimes.
I don't know if it's his internet, because I'm pretty sure everything would have disconnected at this point. I think it's literally his mic died.
Probably.
yeah.
Where is that from?
Aaron. Aaron. Ooh.
I'm the ghost of Christmas past.
I'm the ghost of RDM.
I'm the ghost. No, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind.
I was about to say. I was about to say, don't forget we are live.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna send a meme into memes of the dungeon real quick. Oh, the misery! Everybody wants to be my enemy.
You watched the show!
No,
The sympathy.
Yes, I have,
just
and I
put-
have to say that was one of the worst scenes. Was when the fucking enemies like basically, fucking music video popped on for a solid 3.5 minutes.
You didn't like that?
Well, there was no story behind it. It was literally just
You know, like, the enemy's music video is one of the episodes, right? Like, a special episode.
I'm aware, and they put it in one of
Okay.
the episodes of Arcane.
It's not the same music video, though.
I know, but they basically made one.
There, what the fuck?
well,
Hello?
I'm gonna.
What is that meme? Dude, this fat axolotl is
Who's there?
terrifying. Dude, that shit's ugly.
you
And
know
the
what I
backgrounds are-
There we go.
There we go.
like normal ass dude amongst Eldritch horrors.
Yeah.
Like
What all did I miss?
What happened to
lot.
that axolotl?
So they wanted clarification on there are lights coming from the east as well as some centered around the church in town, right?
Basically, we exchange information.
Over the church.
Oh, like
Over
on
the
top of the church?
More like it's emanating. Like, have
Like
you ever seen
past the
wildfires on the prairie? You can
Yeah.
tell where they are, but there's usually hills.
Okay.
The church is in the way of the light, basically.
Okay, so it's probably like somewhere towards town center.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's your best assumption.
that direction.
That's at least what Bubba sees. I don't know if you.
Oh, Brix is still asleep. I'm just clarifying for the other three.
Okay.
Because they switched
There's-
spots and basically stared outside each other's windows.
I didn't switch spots with anyone. I was still getting dressed as far as the story's concerned.
Well, still.
There's lights above the church, and then there's lights out east.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said we.
Are the lights above the church moving, and are the lights out east moving?
So there are lights headed towards that direction, towards the center of town, periodically. It's not constant. The ones out east it's a constant light, and it seems to be shuffling around a bit, but it's a
What can I-
distance out
What can I roll to determine the nature of these lights?
there. You could roll me a nature check, actually.
A nature check?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm good at that. 19.
19.
Nice. Torchlight. It's pretty obvious. Torchlight of some kind.
Yeah, he says to Grant. Seems like it is some sort of torchlight. Interesting. I wonder who is
There's
carrying
separate
torches.
groups.
I think it is best if maybe we go and investigate as stealthily as possible.
I'll get my stuff ready. He kind of just
Okay.
like runs to his room and gets ready to rock and roll.
So at this point, would we be able to say that at this point, Alwyn's finally dressed in his armor again?
I'd say
Yes.
so.
Yeah. We could say.
Alwyn's gonna come
as-
out, but he instead of putting on his helmet, he forgot to take off the burlap sack and he's just wearing that with the full armor.
Full body armor with it's just a sack on his head.
Yeah.
I love that.
As you all exit, you know that you notice, especially you, Krivik, that the lights towards the center of town have died down to a point where they're barely visible, and but the light out east is very strong.
Krevik is going to go and say, let's go find Bricks, and then let's head out towards the center of town. And
Yeah.
we're going to go, like, wake up Bricks, and then...
Just slap
Probably-
on the lid of the barrel. Hey, wake up!
Bubba would have alerted me before that, so I just imagine you guys lift up the barrel and you just see Bricks with two hands of lightning just staring at
Oh
you.
fuck! Oh god, that's terrifying.
There are lights in the center of town.
Ow.
We're going to go investigate.
Jesus Christ, don't scare an axolotl like that.
Krevik, kind of like we walk out to the front of the tavern and we look towards the center of town, right? And Krevik is going to turn into a giant wolf spider. He basically like molts his skin. And out of what was Krevik comes the giant wolf spider. And he's gonna follow you guys.
Oh god.
Alright.
My eyes.
Well, yep, we're gonna go stealthily here, so...
Yeah, can I get you all to roll checks?
Okay, I know this is gonna be bad, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this for
Oh
myself.
shit! Wait, hold on. I forgot.
Okay,
to
yeah.
I'm glad it did.
Oh, nice. So we've got a
Unnatural 20.
Rolling
So
stuff.
2
20.
soft 20s, an 11, and all one is with disadvantage because of his armor.
Yeah, I have to roll that for stealth, right?
Yes.
Yeah, at the top of your page it should.
Oh
Yeah,
my
dirty
god!
Yeah.
My man is a
dirty one.
Scooby Doo villain.
That's a dirty one. That's a dirty
Yeah,
one.
dirty one.
I know.
Yeah, dirty one.
There is still a noticeable clang of Alwyn's armor as he lightly jogs up the street, trying to be as stealthy as possible, like holding some plates together that usually cling together a little. right? Especially like
Can I get on the
pauldrons and the thigh plates. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
what was that?
Can I get on the rooftops?
Yeah, you do have a climb.
I am a spy.
You you do have quite the climb speed. So, yeah, as you guys are pretty much marching up the hill, you notice that the light gets dimmer and dimmer until by the time you get up to the church itself, there doesn't seem to be any torchlight. But
Are they inside the church? Oh, sorry.
there's nobody inside the church. And like I said, the light was coming from over the church, so it probably wasn't in the church that you saw
Right.
the lights from. Basically, anywhere from this point on.
Okay.
Hey, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
When would we be able to start wrapping this up? Because I got a new job I'm starting tomorrow, and I got to get there pretty early for some training and stuff.
It will definitely be done before like 11:15, I think. At
Okay.
latest, maybe 11:30, and that's
That's
about
fine.
last time. That's like when we stopped last time as well. So
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Ooh, let's make sure we weren't gonna go and get
We're gonna go
get
in
caught
deep.
up in it in the story
Yeah.
and go for till like 2 a.m.
Again.
Again.
So actually, I did need something to happen. Grant, could you roll me that intelligence check? You didn't.
Oh yeah.
You didn't study the full 8 hours because you guys got. Well, let me think. So- No, you would. So go ahead and roll that with it since you spent so much time.
Intelligent.
Oh yeah.
Nice, dude.
19.
You definitely crack the code, and this is Mr. Belthane's journal. A lot of the wordings are analogous and filled with flowery metaphors, so that was mainly the reason why it was so hard to decipher. But for the most part, it seems to be full of sightings of like where he found information of where this dwarf might be. In particular, he states that it's very old, like predating almost predating the the creation of the this is all just to say that it's very old. It predates the war itself, so
wow.
it could be. It's more than 300 years old. Probably estimate maybe 10,000 years old is what he has down in. So very, very old.
Does it
Dwarves
say
are old.
like is or went?
And this is old by dwarven standards as well.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have any specifics on where he's going, but he the things that he did write down, citing that where it is within 5 miles around town, somewhere in a direction, and the locals seem to tell him that it was out east. Although he had evidence to suggest other, he didn't necessarily write down to where it is.
Okay. So it's way closer than we think it is. Sweet. Okay. Got it.
So there's that. Sorry to sidetrack this, but yes, you guys can finally see into the town center. There doesn't seem to be any lights anymore. It's again this kind of pantheon of sorts. It's a circular pantheon with pillars raised up to deflect away any rain that might ruin the stalls. There's the stage where they would what's the word, to set out presentations. The mayor would come out and speak to the people, would have a herald to make important like that. And in the center is a well. But for the most part, you don't see any emanating from this area anymore.
Are there any lights out east?
There are still the lights out east.
Krevik would like hop down from the roof, scuttle over to Grant, and kind of like poke him with his leg, and then poke him, and then like point in the direction of the lights out east.
Grant kind of takes like a little bit to gather like all the information he's read and kind of like stick all the kind of draw lines and then look towards the spider. And he's like, "We need to go towards the lights."
The spider
Which lights?
nods.
The ones east.
Okay, yeah.
The spider nods, like
It
Whatever that means.
it's a acknowledges.
my cat's meowing.
Kick it.
No.
Don't
you guys
worry,
will notice that Brix is actually staring at the well currently.
Hmm.
I mean, we
Don't
can
Wait, is
lower
light
it
into the
down.
well?
You roll an investigation check.
Okay.
Hey, well, I should preface, how close are you?
I imagine at this point, I'd probably be
yeah.
right around here, kind of like looking, around the temple.
9 on the
That's cool. What about you, Brix?
Investigation
Mm-hmm.
12.
Okay. You don't notice any light emanating from down there, although you do get a feeling that's
Is that a
somewhat.
cat?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
that's Sean's
Okay.
cat.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Brix
When
Brix does see fresh foot mud, and they seem to suggest that within the past 3 or 4 hours, quite a few people have been making their way around town center, although you don't necessarily know where they went.
Krevik cannot speak because he is a spider.
Mm-hmm.
I I have no mouth, and yet I must scream.
What a terrifying book.
Brix is just kind of like still staring that direction. It's kind of like a lot of people came through the town center area.
Did the fire east seem to get stronger? You said.
No, I wouldn't say it got strong. It just persisted compared to
Earlier?
area over here where you didn't. The torches seem to die down. Stuff like that.
I see.
Krevik drums all 8 of his legs on the ground in kind of like a pattering motion to get everyone's attention, and then he like makes sure everyone's looking at him, and then he just
Yeah.
turns and starts walking out east.
Man's got his priority.
He starts skittering. Just
What's the spider's walk speed?
spider's walk speed. I think it's like 30 feet. No, 40
Okay.
feet.
Ah, okay.
That spider.
Oh,
Fast.
almost double Brix's. Got it.
So I don't know if I really kind of explained it very well. Those lights are far out east. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured it's
Oh.
like it is actually the 5 mile gap that we need to do.
Yeah. Brix is actually gonna kind of like grab on one of Krevik's hairs on his leg as
Krevik
he's like
stops.
scuttling by,
Yeah.
and he just
Points.
points at the footsteps, and he just
Oh my god.
starts walking towards the footprints stealthily.
Oh,
Ah.
Krevik would
giant enemy
direct-
spider.
The giant enemy spider.
spider.
So yeah, he's heading towards the town center, and he wants to take a look at like where all these footsteps are going.
I'll go with him.
Okay. Yeah, no. They all seem to converge platform, and save for a couple muddy prints up the steps area, Not much else. Just it seems that people onto this platform can't tell. I'm still using your 12, but can't really tell where they were.
But they went onto the platform in the town center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can I look down the well?
Yeah, sure. You look down the well and you see it's very, very dark down there. Like incredibly dark. And that may just be because it's 4 a.m. And it seems to have a roll me a perception check.
Perception. 12.
Wow. Very consistent.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, no. Brix, you notice that there is a very, very slight breeze coming up from the well.
A breeze?
Yeah.
That is.
That's
Krevik,
interesting.
or I mean, yeah, Krevik like looks down and like looks over it. Like I like to think that Brix and Krevik are like both like looking down the well.
Yeah.
Like you know,
Is there a bucket? Like
Yes, there
a
is a
bucket on a
bucket.
string.
Yes, there's a bucket hanging from a string, just like right there next to you.
Is it big enough for me to get in?
Like you know how you used to stand on both your feet like close together, and you hold on to the both sides of the rope. You can get in it like that, but you're not in a like super secure way. You know, it's like having a platform to stand on. Basically, just hold to it.
I think I'm the better one to go down there, though, all things considered. So
Would you like?
yeah,
I would
Brix just puts the
lower
bucket
you.
on the side of the well, hops in the bucket, grabs the rope, and it's just like, send me in.
Pull me in, coach.
Come here, coach. I want to go.
Yeah, I think.
Krevik
Yeah, I
is
think.
going to like nod, but then well, I don't know how a fuck spider nods, but is going to like crawl into the well alongside Brix on the wall, and then just kind of like look at somebody and wait for them to start lowering Brix, and he's going to follow behind Brix.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I think would be in charge of lowering or at some
Can
level.
we
into
tell
good.
if there's water at the bottom? Or is it too
No,
dark?
I looked down. I couldn't see anything because of how dark it
There's
is,
a breeze.
but I could feel a breeze coming from the bottom.
Ah, what is this? Legend of Zelda?
Let's both slowly lower bricks. I'm afraid of dropping this fool.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
exactly
believe
heavy.
that's why Krevik is going down there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to help my
Attach
boy.
a safety web to the bucket.
The problem is the problem. Brix isn't attached to the bucket, standing on top of it.
Yeah,
safety
he's
rope.
in it.
No, he's not. He's not in it.
He's standing
like,
in it.
Basically, think of like those like single plank platforms that are on some like zipline things for like the kind of shorter ones, where you
Yeah.
just stand on the plank and you grab onto the bar and you just like go down the zip line. I'm kind of in a similar situation to that, but instead of on a zip line, I'm just going straight down.
I see.
How much does I don't know why I want to say Aluid. How much does Brix weigh?
Probably I'd say 70 to 80 pounds soaking wet, like he is right now.
Okay. All right. You hear a creaking as the bucket is lowered down into the, and you go deeper and deeper and deeper. All light seems to be consumed this well as darkness swells up around you. And the deeper and deeper you go, you get the feeling that there's no water at the bottom because that becomes strong. And as you get way down deep, down, you feel as the rope comes to a stop and it is extended.
Rix will hold out his palm and have the firebolt cantrip kind of in his hand, and then just kind of like cast it towards the wall to give himself like a flash of light.
Krevik followed down below him, kind of like or alongside him. I have dark vision, 60 feet, and blind sight, 10 feet. So,
how do you have blinding light vision?
uh,
I like that meme.
I get down there. What do I see?
You, first off, with dark vision, 60 feet down, you don't really see much of anything. But way down deep, because I believe the rest is considered dim light, you can see a faint glow.
Yeah, he Krevik, kind of like walks behind Bricks, and is. And I think that D&D rules this isn't allowed, but I don't know. Narratively, it makes sense. Can Bricks ride the giant wolf spider?
Yes, but it's going to take an athletics check because you're moving vertically instead of like normally. Yes, good. Just not when you're on a wall, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So an athletics check from
Bricks.
Bricks. Okay.
I'm just gonna
He
ignore
Krevik
that
taps
ringtone.
Bricks and then like lowers himself a little bit and like kind of like offers him to get on.
Oh, this is not going to be good.
So we're just gonna ignore that ringtone that was in the background, right?
That was mine.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, I thought so.
8.
Oh, baby.
On a straight roll, I mean, not terrible. Not good, but not terrible. Could have been a nat 1 and you fall 60 feet.
I
That's
think
true.
I'm still going to fall.
You feel yourself like you are a very wet boy and yourself slipping. But thankfully, being a spider means you have a lot. So
A lot what?
a lot of things to catch on, like
Very
Oh yeah, a lot of hair and stuff like
hairy.
Krivik, you can still feel in your spider form. You can still feel. So, you feel this axle lose his grip a little bit, tumble forward, just like once, and grab onto your leg hairs and yanks on them hard.
Oh
Pulls yourself back up.
god.
You hear the you know in Skyrim when you hit like the frost spiders, that like that hiss
Yeah.
sound they make. Krevik makes
Yeah.
that noise.
So,
And but like kind of helps Bricks get back on court, kind of like pulls him up and does all that.
so we
Mhm.
do all know how sensitive spider hairs are, right?
Yeah.
I
Like,
just imagine
It sounded like
Gangster's
being pulled by the
Paradise.
pest-
Yeah, like.
Yeah. Did not.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying now, Kiwi.
what are you two doing up on the surf?
Well, I was helping Bricks get down.
Yeah, and I'd say that as you're doing, you felt when the weight kind of shifted from the bucket, and there's no longer any.
Did it feel like a sudden
Like a drop?
weight
Yeah.
gone, or could he tell that it
Like
felt like
there's
he was
wobbling.
moving off of it?
It was more like he could tell that somebody was just moving off of it. It wasn't a sudden
like thump.
you didn't hear like a loud noise that would indicate that somebody fell and the rope snapped or anything.
Okay. Well, I'm just keeping lookout. So,
Yeah, I think
Okay,
I'm gonna look
roll me a
down the
perception
hole.
check.
I'm here. I exist. Do things. Deception. Why can I never find that? There it is. Ah, wait, it's still on disadvantage. 8.
Yeah, the first roll.
Yeah, 8.
Cool. Everything seems to be quiet. The rain kind of drowns out most of it. Not a whole lot happened that you can really see. There is still a light out east, but besides that, not a whole lot.
Why are we worrying about these people instead of our, quest objective?
There's two reasons.
connections.
Okay.
Yeah, because if this could lead us to some interesting rabbit holes. Plus, you know what it's like, in Skyrim, how like when they say a mission is time sensitive, but it's not time sensitive. This probably isn't like that, but I'd like to think it is.
Oh, Aaron, by the way,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Bubba, like as I'm going down, I'm just gonna have Bubba
Aaron,
fly
you're a
down
dive
next to
bomb.
me.
Does Bubba have dark vision?
120 feet.
Yeah.
God damn.
Him too. He does see that faintly.
Better.
I'm gonna have him start flying ahead.
He's kamikaze into the
Yeah,
Okay.
he's going. Like,
Yeah, no.
or the motherland.
yeah, Bubba's gonna start flying ahead because he has a flight speed of 60.
Damn,
Mm-hmm.
So he's just gonna start flying ahead towards that light.
that boy fast.
Okay, yeah. Bubba sees a cavern start to open, filled with lanterns. It doesn't seem like the lanterns seem new, like really new, like freshly bought. Yeah. You two up top, are you doing anything to get down? Just chill up here.
What are we supposed to do? I mean, I guess I could slide down.
Yeah, I guess we could like.
I don't know about you,
Rappel.
buddy. I don't know about you, buddy. Because rope burn
Yeah.
fucking sucks. But I can.
I'm
Take
sure
the
you will.
ball down.
Both of you. I want. I hope you know that the distance you see, that is equivalent to what? 60 plus another 60. It's what? 220, right?
Yeah, it's deep.
Yeah.
The maximum fall distance is 2 feet. At that,
It's
you
what
just
feet?
200.
Uh-huh.
So
Before
we've already
instant death?
surpassed max fall distance.
That's when you hit terminal velocity.
And is that like an insta kill or like a?
Yeah, no, you
Yes.
literally just die.
Because it's
Well,
like, I think at that point, it's like 100 or something D6, or like 200 D6.
I believe it's 2d6 for every 20.
Like, let's be realistic here. I've got a giant spider and a bricks to pad my fall. Like, does that not cut out some of the?
Okay, you have to understand though,
it
Set
just
Bricks
means
only
that
has
you're all
combat
going to
spells.
take it.
Yeah, because you're gonna fucking body slam into them. And here
at
comes
the
the
moment,
giant fish.
Two
at the
characters with
moment
one
in
fall.
full gear, right? I only weigh about
Slithering.
like 200 plus pounds. It's no big deal.
Watch out! Watch out!
Yes,
watch out,
200
RKO.
pounds at terminal velocity. Okay, hold on. I need to fucking look this up.
Well,
So-
terminal velocity depends on what you're dropping, so you gotta be, like catch terminal velocities are really low. That's why they can survive much higher falls.
That's why insects don't
I thought
take fall damage.
terminal velocity is it's a constant. It's the maximum something is being pulled towards the Earth. It's like -16 something, right?
No, like terminal velocity is, in a general sense. I don't know about the full blown scientific sense, but in a general sense, it's like the max speed something. Yeah, like you said, the max speed something can fall to Earth to where it then stops gaining speed. It's no longer gaining more speed.
Yeah, that's still a constant.
No,
whether
but like
something something can survive terminal, different, right?
Well, no, but like some like animals, especially, have different terminal velocities just
the
because of
reason
the
that-
way they act. Because cats spread themselves out, lowering their
No,
terminal
also the
velocity. That's
reason-
why they have a slightly lower one. Like if you
The
drop a
reason
dead
things-
cat, it's gonna fall like a fucking rock.
No,
Right.
but also the reason things can survive terminal velocity is also their mass.
Yeah.
It's
If
how
I were to
heavy-
turn into an insect like roly poly, could I survive? Would I still take fall damage, or would I be immune for fall damage?
Scientifically, yes. D&D, I have no
Yeah.
fucking idea.
Yeah, scientifically, yes, you're immune to fall damage if you're a roly poly. Technically, D&D.
I don't
Okay.
think that applies mechanically.
Okay,
Yeah.
No.
Noah, if your 200-pound character were to drop from a height of over 260 feet, you would apply 70,000, or no, 704,547 newtons of force.
Oh my god.
So basically, they turn into a pancake.
Dude, you'd be a paste.
Yes, both you and whatever you hit would be
IRL video
paste.
game. If this was an actual video game, I would want to see you do it just to see how it looks, because that sounds
Yeah, because
wild.
that seems
Roll
like a
quick
fucking
save.
metal.
Yeah, like
Metal
like if you
sheet.
quick save and then like that'd be cool as fuck.
Hold on, I
Why
got
don't-
one for this.
Why don't more games have fallen
Destru-
object
like-
damage? Like
Yeah, like
you do more
destruction
damage the
from
higher
falling.
you fall from when you land on an enemy. Like
don't know.
Assassin's Creed, you can basically assassinate someone from basically any height and not take any damage. Now, what's killing them? The fact that you put a blade in their spine, or the fact
Or
that
the fact
a
that your
grown
body's
man
slapping
just
them
fell
like
on
at a
them like
million-
300
Yeah.
feet? Which one's the problem here? God. But otherwise, yeah, no, I have no plan on getting down there.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean-
I don't know how to split this up.
Because, like, I don't have a rope necessarily, especially not rope long enough.
Hey, well, I guess you can tie other ropes together.
Yeah, I don't know if they
Wait.
taught Alwyn the square knot in, like, the military. They probably did, but,
It's
back...
the easiest knot.
Yeah, but, like,
I have a-
medieval times,
This is an interesting question. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so what is the type of damage you take when you fall?
Bloodstain.
That's
It's
fucking
technically
meme.
bludgeoning.
Dude, I almost said strike because I was playing
Never mind.
Elden Ring today.
Yeah,
You know what?
same
Never
here.
mind.
Fuck.
Because
Dude, I love this
I
meme.
thought it was force damage. And I thought absorb elements covered force damage, and I was like, could I absorb elements on the fall?
on literal impact.
Okay, so
Yeah,
for reference, by the way, for reference, the impact of Noah hitting the ground is roughly a 2,000-pound car hitting a wall at 120 miles per hour.
Oh god.
You ever wanted a car dropped on you?
I'd love to think
Here
that
comes
all
the
of-
minivan.
Here comes Owen.
level the city. It would just like create an underground cavern, and the city would like collapse into a
Collapse
sinkhole.
like itself. Like there's
Okay.
a sinkhole.
So,
If I ever want to kill off Alwyn, that's how I want to do it. Killing someone by doing that.
this is what Bubba sees as he
Does this game have fall damage? Woo!
Okay. So Bubba is there currently, and
Yeah.
I can see, and Bubba can see just this section of cave, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tap Krevik on the back and go, there's a large cavern at the bottom of this. Are those are those crystals actually there that we see?
Yes, they are.
Okay. A lot of purple
Ooh, this is a
crystals,
cult, huh?
brand new lanterns everywhere, very rickety bridging.
Again?
At the bottom, you do find right here. I didn't have the asset, but there is a large swath of rope sitting down right next to where the bottom of the well would be.
About how much rope?
You'd guess probably somewhere in between 250 to around 300 feet.
Somewhere
Okay.
between
Enough to
not
get up there,
useful
pretty
to
much.
plot device.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and it's just coiled up on the ground
God.
currently, right?
Yeah.
Why is my cat fucking screaming? What's wrong with
Next
this motherfucker?
question.
Which one? Yes.
It's fucking oh, shut the fuck up, Trick. It's Trick.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go see what
Can
Trick is screaming
Bubba
about.
carry the rope up?
You have a giant spider.
The giant
I'm
enemy.
aware.
Enemy spider. Yeah. No. Bubba can carry one end of the rope.
Yeah.
It will get heavier the higher up it goes because it won't be sitting on the ground anymore. But
Yes.
yeah, no, he can get it up to where you guys are, or let me be more specific. He can get it up to the bucket.
Okay. Yeah, I will take us back up to the bucket. And I'll have Bubba start carrying the rope up to the bucket.
Krevik nods. Krevik is going to go, and well, again nods as a spider, and is just skitter up the fucking wall.
Skitter? Leonard
yeah.
Skinner?
Yeah. Skitter up the wall.
Lizard,
You guys
lizard?
see it rapidly approaching Krevik with bricks on his back, and arrives at the top.
It's a little bit past the bucket, but we'll take it.
Yeah, I just
Fuck
wanted
you.
to get to the bucket.
Oh, okay. I'll get to the bucket. Yeah, I'll get to the bucket.
Yeah. So, by the way, how long is the rope from like where the bucket is to the top?
From where the bucket is to the top?
Yes.
So the bucket went down 60.
Okay. So yeah.
So like,
Once Bubba gets it up to the bucket, I'm gonna grab a hold of the bucket and the rope, and I'm just gonna tug twice on the rope.
Okay. You do so. It seems to hold weight.
Well, I'm kind of trying to signal these two to fucking
I'm
pull
not
me
holding the fucking rope. I'm watching outside.
up. Are
That's up to Grant.
Yeah, okay.
Does Grant understand what's happening here? Or is he
Yeah.
just confused?
I just gotta like grab the rope. It's like, okay.
And like hurriedly, you're worried something's happening, so you're just like,
It's a lot heavier than mainly
And-
because there might be like an extra pounds attached to this end.
God.
because there's a plot device attached to it.
Yep.
I just pull it up.
Yep.
You pull it up, and there's a rope connected to the bucket.
Yep, there's
Can I-
Bricks holding a rope, and he just literally hands you the rope.
Okay, I just I guess I just grab the rope and like tie it to something more heavy, stable.
Heavy.
Heavy.
He looks at Alwyn when he says that.
Yeah. Hey, can you put this around your waist?
What?
Just trust me.
Just trust me. Just trust me.
Just trust me. Jumps down the well.
It's like the okay.
Just like the beam.
Hold on. Jumps down the well. God.
Yeah, no, literally as soon as you tie it on to like the post of the well, Bricks just transfers himself from the bucket to the rope, and he just starts sliding down.
Okay, sure thing. You can roll me since you're basically rappelling down, you can go ahead and roll an athletics check with advantage.
Question: Is
You
this
now have
adding
a secure rope.
slime? Is adding goo?
I'm gonna be honest, Chief. No, it's not.
Out of curiosity.
Okay, 17. Yep.
This is
You make your way down, passing Krevik on the way down, and you eventually come to You come to this cavern. I
Grant when he ties the rope
When
when
it-
it jumps.
Just trust me, whack.
I'm still just
Yeah.
waiting for the chaos roll at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm just waiting. Like I swear to God, you're just gonna have me roll it, and then we're gonna end the section.
Are the other two coming down as
I would assume so. So we got
I
it
guess
tied
so,
off.
yeah.
okay? Yeah. You two can both with advantage athletics checks.
With advantage athletics checks.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I think I'm a strong boy.
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
Dirty
Clean.
twelve. Nice.
Hold on. We're competing now, so I gotta.
Now you gotta focus up.
Yeah.
Ah!
You didn't even roll with advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look at that. Let me roll again. Look. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Bricks, can you roll me a D1000?
Huh? You
You
bastard.
bitch!
If they
8406.
succeeded, I wasn't gonna do it.
8406.
If they
Everyone around
succeeded, I
you
wasn't gonna
died.
do it. But you know.
Every
Oh,
rope
joke's
within a
on
1
you.
mile radius disappears.
They already did.
8406. All plant-based fabrics within become dull brown. Nice. Hey, your
Nice.
burlap sack over your face.
It's
Yeah.
even
More
browner.
It's even more brown. Let's see. I don't think that there's any
Polyester does not
synthetic.
exist.
Yeah, I
I
don't think there's any
think
synthetics. So all your clothing becomes brown.
Except for your loincloth, because I'm assuming that's like leather.
Yeah. Your
Yo,
leather
like
armor is
wait,
brown.
the padding, dude, the padding on my fucking in my armor was like a dirty white, and I'm like, huh, look down there real quick, just something just seems off. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
it was
You
not
get
that
to the
dirty.
bottom, and all of a
I-
sudden, Bricks went from like a kind of dirty tan to now he's just in pure brown clothes.
Looked at you, was like,
What the fuck?
is there mud down here? I thought you cleaned
No.
stuff up.
This has happened before.
Your magic.
Yep.
Briggs, did you turn everybody clothes brown again?
Yes.
God damn it.
Hey, it could have been worse.
Happy Spider knows this that I'm naked.
It could have been so much worse, and you know it.
If you want to think about it, you know, plants have a big thing to do with your diet. Therefore, does that mean your muscles plant based?
Oh?
And your skeleton's wearing it, so
You know,
We all get the N word. No, I'm sorry.
I think that this is a good place to stop.
everyone's muscles just brown. We get all of us get autopsied. They're just like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is wrong with these dudes?
Well, then you also
This
have to
guy's
remember.
dead.
You have to remember when
So, yeah.
Krivik dies as well. He's gonna be skinless.
Oh yeah. So he's not gonna even. They don't even need to do an autopsy. They just see brown, like a brown dude.
With no muscle. There's like, or with no skin. They're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we're gonna cut it off for tonight. Mainly because 11:09. So yeah. Any
I
thoughts,
gotta go to bed.
questions?
Been
Are
way
you
too
guys
sick.
excited for anything particular?
I want
I'm
to
excited
fight
to talk
these
to you
guys.
about plans I have, Aaron.
I'm ready to beat up a bunch of cripples.
I'm ready
Yeah,
to.
sure
I'm
thing.
ready to cause the moon to explode.
Speaking of which, you guys did have a rest before. So, Krivik, you do have to reduce yours
Yeah.
by one. I'm gonna piss really quick, and I'll be right.
Okay. Chunky, let me know when you're done streaming.
Yeah, I'm about to do that right now. Alrighty, everybody, that's going to be it for us today. I will be posting this to YouTube as I normally do. I'll probably have that posted here within the next couple days. And I will see you all next time. Bye bye.